It's the milk in your coffee. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, but we all have the same objective to make Dominica a better place for all generations. We start off now with the Greenwich line. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Just a few, or those of you who may have, or if you trying to reach me on my cell phone, in the rush this morning, as always, I forgot my phone there. But it will be delivered to me very shortly. So in the meantime, you have to call 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097-616-4257, or 305-432-9624. Good morning and welcome. Tuesday, the 7th day of January, year 2025. Good morning, Dominica. Good morning, the region, and good morning, the world. Just how much we love you, and I'm sure you would agree. But we more perfectly than to have a world party on the day you came to be. Happy birthday to you. It's the Greenwich line. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I just never understood how a man who died for good could not have a David Wood. He said, aside for his recognition, because it can never be. Let's take a few phone calls before we move on. Hello. Good morning. Those of you still around for the Christmas holiday, it's coming to an end there. Hope you enjoyed your stay on Bon Voyage. Come back soon. Carnival is around the corner, so you can come back. Forget the time. On the telephone, good morning. Morning to you. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Okay.
Okay. I'm extending birthday greetings to my grandson, Isaiah Loader, down in Salisbury. He's 7 years old today. These greetings are coming from his grandmother, Reverend John Charles, down in Salisbury. Wishing him all for the day.
All right.
And for healthy life, God's guidance, protection, blessings. Thank you, man.
Blessings to you.
All of God's children, should be praising, and the whole day should be spent in remembering of those who lived and died for the wonders of our people. So let us all begin. We know that nothing will. I'm so holy. Spit loud again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Hello on the telephone. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Morning.
Fine.
Okay.
Okay, like I said, birthday greeting to Sandy Sarah in Portsmouth.
Sandy what?
Sandy Sarah in Portsmouth birthday.
Oh, Sandy Sarah. All right. Greetings
from Glendale Sheila and her two children, Lovella Winston and Travis Charles.
Okay, Miss Winston. Thank you. ATN, Sheila, good morning to you.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Morning. Good morning to you.
Morning to you.
But I can't seem to find
An old classic from
my way over.
the great Jimmy Cliff.
As I travel along white cliffs of Dover,
If you're driving into work this morning,
and it's only my will
one to the bus drivers, the many passengers.
keeps me alive. I've been washed up for years, and I survive because of my pride. And this life won't leave me alone. It's such a trap to be on your own. My woman left and she didn't say why. Well, I guess I many rivers run.
I can see you singing along this morning.
But just wait to begin.
The weather's still very cool, huh?
I find myself thinking of committing some dreadful crime. To find my way. Travel along, so
They say one good Jimmy deserves another, right? It's 8:07 in the morning. More Jimmy Cliff in the morning. More Jimmy Cliff. It's a Tuesday.
you can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Mm-hmm. Persecution you must fear. Win and lose, you've got to get your share. Got your mind set on a dream. You can get it, don't have it to see now. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want.
All you've got to do,
You can get it if you really want, but you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. I know it. Rome was not built in a day. Opposition will come your way. But the hotter the battle you see, it's the sweeter the victory. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try,
Try and try. You'll succeed at last.
You'll succeed at last. I know it.
Q 95, 95, 95, 95.
Welcome back to Tough. After this.
Auto Trade introduces our newest line of lubricants, Valvoline, America's first branded motor oil. Valvoline has been formulating and improving motor oil longer than any other brand. From the world's first racing oil to the world's first synthetic blend, Valvoline has been trusted in engines around the world for over 150 years. Make the switch today. Choose Valvoline, the original motor oil. At Auto Trade, we only recommend the best in quality because at Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle. It's a relationship. Valvoline Lubricant, now distributed by Auto Trade.
The Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited present the 2025 Calypso competition, beginning with the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th, 2025. Come for the laughter at the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. So turn up to hear the new tracks drop. Come for the fun. The Calypso Eliminations on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, Saturday, January 11th, 2025. Brought to you by the Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. The Calypso Eliminations, Saturday, January 11th, 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
It's that time of year to win big. Use your Republic Bank MasterCard today for a chance to win prepaid cards, culinary priceless experience, and free groceries for 3 months. Terms and conditions apply. Visit our website or social media for more information.
Ho, ho, ho! We've had something special for you. Introducing Stop Weave's new Christmas design paper towel. Now this is your chance to win big for the season. Purchase Stop Weave's Christmas design paper towel and get a chance to win one of 9 amazing prizes. Prices include $1,000 cash, $500 cash, shopping vouchers, hams, and turkeys. Ho, ho, ho! So hurry now. Grab your Stop Weave Christmas design paper towels and win big. Make this season merry and mess-free. Soft with Christmas edition. Promotion ends January 31st. See in stores for details.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
An easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
2 minutes and you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mikkel Henderson, inviting you to Emerald Elegance, an evening of exquisite entertainment aboard the MV Freewind. On January 8th, 2025, the Freewinds Band and I will present a benefit concert in aid of the Dominica Infirmary and the Premium Home and Residential Care Services. Tickets are $75 each and can be purchased at Deepex Color Lab on Cork Street in Roseau. Do join us on January 8th aboard the MV Freewinds for an unforgettable night of music. You don't want to miss it.
The Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited present the 2025 Calypso competition, beginning with the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th, 2025. Come for the laughter at the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. So turn up to hear the new tracks drop. Come for the fun. The Calypso Eliminations on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, Saturday, January 11th, 2025. Brought to you by the Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. The Calypso Eliminations, Saturday, January 11th, 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
Not only does it make your white the cleanest and brightest, the benefits of using Clean and White bleach are endless. The sterilizing property of Clean and White bleach is beneficial to several household purposes. Clean and White bleach has the ability to remove mold and mildew from hard surfaces, serve as a disinfectant for household items like your kitchen and bathroom area, and even your baby's toys. Clean and White bleach is available in various sizes at Fine Food. Call 617-6342 or order on Click and Collect your Clean and White bleach today. Clean and White bleach available at Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
All right, Dominica, the Prime Minister will be meeting this morning with a number of teachers from the Dominica Grammar School at the UE Center at 9 o'clock this morning, making more recommendations to allow things to run more smoothly. I think school was scheduled to start off today as it relates to the Dominica Grammar School. The Prime Minister says he's going to put for a while his cabinet meeting this morning to allow him to address the more crucial issues at the Dominica Grammar School. So I'm sure we'll hear a little more about that. Subsequently, ERC electoral reform is still on the agenda. We got this statement read by Mr. Richie Farrell on the latest as the ERC continues to observe electoral reform. We have a stuff coming up at the 8:30 hour with UE, so stick around. We have a lot to talk about. Stick around.
In a statement written by the Electoral Reform Coalition, ERC, on January 3rd, 2025, titled ERC Appeals to International Community for Assistance to Resolve the Impasse for Free and Fair Elections in Dominica, reads, on Monday, 16th December 2024, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit tabled 3 electoral reform bills in the Parliament. His determination to proceed with the introduction of the bills amidst protest and widespread dissatisfaction, as well as the planned second and third readings of the said bills without adequately addressing the most vexing issues raised by the ERC and civil society organizations, can be considered an abuse of power and authority on the Prime Minister's part. It also demonstrates a blatant disrespect, insult, and a provocation of the citizens of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Several critical issues of the long-awaited electoral reform were left out of the bill, among them campaign financing, biometric data as part of the voter identification card, on-island and in-person re-registration of voters, access to state-owned media were among the recommendations omitted. The bill largely ignored many of the recommendations made by Sir Dennis Byron and civil society organizations, as well as the presentations made by the Dominica Business Forum Incorporated and subsequently by the ERC. The bill also includes several clauses that can already be considered as loopholes in the law, deliberately inserted to legitimize unfair elections, with a 19-2 parliamentary majority in favor of the Dominica Labour Party government. The government must be prevented by all costs from tabling in Parliament these bills which have not been approved by the citizenry. It is therefore necessary and reasonable that the public be listened to and or recommendations which have been put forward in the last 15 years be included in the final bill. The ERC urges the public to stand ready to reject any bill in total or in part that will legalize stealing of elections and to demand comprehensive reform in favor of free and fair elections in Dominica, not only for the next scheduled general elections, but for all elections of the future, since Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has promised to invite the OAS, CARICOM, the Commonwealth Secretariat, and the European Union to witness his latest act of betrayal of the Dominican people. The ERC has decided to formally inform the international community on this volatile situation. The Electoral Reform Coalition resolved that the bills are unacceptable in their present form, and unless they are reviewed and amended as necessary, the struggle for electoral reform will continue unabated. During the month of January 2025, the Electoral Reform Coalition will upscale its activities to sensitize and educate the nation on the reasons why the electoral reform bills tabled in Parliament are unacceptable and how they must join the movement to demand what has been proposed and is acceptable. The ERC reiterates its position that any electoral reform bill that does not adequately address the vexing issues of campaign financing, complete voter re-registration, cleansing of the electors list, voter identification cards with biometric data, unambiguous residency qualification for voters, among other relevant concerns, will be considered unacceptable and will further intensify the campaign for genuine electoral reform, which results in free and fair elections. This is a statement written by the Electoral Reform Coalition, ending with the motto, "We are standing for proper comprehensive electoral reform for Dominica."
The question remains, the people of Dominica, are you ready to stand for electoral reform? That's the big question on the table. Are you ready to stand for electoral reform? Four 449-3095-96 and 97 616-4257. That's the big question. Are you ready to stand for electoral reform? Because, of course, you've been talking and talking and talking. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Good morning, Martin. How was your weekend?
Well, my weekend was good, productive. How was yours?
Well, it was good, very good.
Yes.
Yeah, Matt, in spite of the many rivers we have to cross, we can make it if we really try. Our determination will make us succeed. I don't understand what is so difficult about with that electoral reform that has been dragging on and on and on.
I don't understand it myself.
Our sister islands, and even as far as India, which is the most populous country in the world now, gave them electoral reform. So what is it about electoral reform? Scary refused to give people the proper electoral reform. He paid Sir Dennis Byron in excess of $600,000, and now he's rejecting most of the recommendations by Sir Dennis Byron. I want to tell the people of Dominica, that we have to show Scary we run things and not he. And any attempt to bring any electoral reform that isn't fair, we should stop it. We should not allow Scary to turn that bill into law. Now, Matt, this morning you made a statement which I disagree with. You said we have to agree to disagree and so on and so on. And I agree with you. But what I disagree with, you said our objective is to most of us, or did you say most? All of us, our objective is to make
Dominica a better place. This is what Mike said. Yes.
for everyone. I disagree with that. Roosevelt's Carrot objective is to make Dominica a better place for he and himself. But in order to do that, he has some elite, some influential people in society. He have to get them on their side. So he butter in them out, fix them up so that he can make Dominica a better place for himself. Now, on another note, Matt, there's something that was brought to my attention over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot confirm it, but sometimes when you hear certain things based on your informant, you have to believe it is credible.
Okay.
But people use castor oil as a laxative.
Mm-hmm.
Some people even put castor oil in their eye depending on what's wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somebody told me some of the people who selling castor oil now putting motor oil in it.
You're joking.
Motor oil, can you imagine that? As I say, when people tell you certain things, depending on the source of your information, you have to believe it is credible. So if the people out there, if there anyone out there, if that is true, that you are putting motor oil in castor oil just for you to make a few cents more, stop it. Stop it. That's not good at all. Thank you very much, Matt.
All right, thank you very much. Well, focus on now. You're making a good point there. If you're using, come on, that could destroy somebody's eyes. Hello, on the telephone, 8:27 is the morning time. It's back to the question: are we really serious about electoral reform in Dominica? How much more can you take? Good morning to you on the telephone, yes?
Yes, Matt.
Morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. Matt, we really serious about electoral reform, Matt. I think some of us are. But Matt, the main people are involved in the electoral reform committee, Matt. Proper electoral reform committee. Matt, I think this time they should go around and mobilize the people. Get the people sensitized about what that will be going on in the House of Assembly and try to organize the people the day that will be happening there to be there to support. Because they're not going to just sit on the radio and everybody going to get it. They have to go to the people and make the people know what's going on. And apparently that's what happening for so long we're hearing that. And it's not reaching the people it's supposed to be reaching.
So your point is they have to do a lot more mobilization.
Yes, but they have to do that in order for us to have a proper crowd. Because I tell them the last time, if I have to come and stand up there and just watching what's going on, I'm not doing that again. We have to mobilize the people, sensitize the people as to what's taking place on the ground. But it's not only in castor oil alone. No, I think in coconut water. A lot of them people selling coconut water and they're telling this coconut water in bottle. I think the best way to buy a coconut, you want to do coconut water, buy it straight from your coconut. I think they're mixing that. They're really mixing it. They don't give people their money's worth. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Have a blessed day. Our next stop here this morning, we'll continue to talk. Our next stop there is with our friends from UE Dominica. Stick around, stick around, stick around.
Explore your world virtually. Discover high quality online and blended higher education programs at the UE Global Campus. Access our in demand and quality assured graduate and undergraduate degrees, associate degrees, diplomas, and continuing and professional educational programs and courses anywhere, anytime. Join our global community of learners and achieve your academic dreams. Apply today. Visit our website at www.global.ue.edu/apply. Your future awaits. Connect, learn, succeed.
Your future awaits. Connect, learn, and succeed. Your future waits. Connect, learn, and succeed. Come put your shoulders to the wheel. Continuing and professional education. A chance to build a solid foundation. Amazon Road UWI Global. Come give us a call. 448-3182.
Explore your world virtually. Discover high quality online and blended higher education programs at the UE Global Campus. Access our in demand and quality assured graduate and undergraduate degrees, associate degrees, diplomas, and continuing and professional educational programs and courses anywhere, anytime. Join our global community of learners and achieve your academic dreams. Apply today. Visit our website at www.global.ue.edu/apply. Your future awaits. Connect, learn, succeed. Explore your world virtually. Discover high quality online and blended higher education programs at the UE Global Campus. Access our in demand and quality assured graduate and undergraduate degrees, associate degrees, diplomas, and continuing and professional educational programs and courses anywhere, anytime. Join our global community of learners and achieve your academic dreams. Apply today. Visit our website at www.global.ue.edu/apply. Your future awaits. Connect, learn, succeed.
Your future awaits. Connect, learn, and succeed. Your future waits. Connect, learn, and succeed. Come put your shoulders to the wheel. Continuing and professional education. A chance to build a solid foundation. Amazon Road UWI Global. Come give us a call. 448-3182.
All right, let's say good morning to our guest here from UE. Good morning. Let me allow our guest to say good morning. Should I start left or right? Good morning to you. Hunter, how you doing, my brother?
Good morning, Matt. My name is Dr. Barry Kazumi. I'm the program officer of the UE Global Campus. And again, we're back here, semester 2, to promote some of our offerings. So I'm
Okay.
really happy to be back at Q It's been a while.
Our first time for the year, right?
First time for the year.
I'm sure we'll meet a number of times.
For sure.
In the future.
For sure.
Not only you, we talk about other things. It's okay. Mr. Holmes, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, young man, and how are you?
All right, hanging in there.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and your family too.
Thanks very much, and all our listeners this morning.
All right.
As Matt says, Holmes, my name is Thomas Holmes. I'm a guidance counselor, psychosocial support consultant, and I'm also tutor at UE.
Okay.
I tutor Introduction to Counseling, Advanced Introduction to Counseling, counseling victims of abuse, and also conflict management.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's start the ball rolling. We have a number of things to talk about this morning as it relates to semester 2, part 1, right? That's what it is?
Yes, semester 2, part 1. Presently, we have about 12 courses on offering.
Mm-hmm.
It's a combination of 6 weeks courses, 10 weeks courses, and 13-week courses.
Okay.
We have had changes in terms of prices, as you would expect. With inflation, everything is going up. The cost of
not down at all.
Well, we would like it to go down.
Okay.
And as I say, and even at that, the cost of our programs, we keep it at such a way that the average Dominican can do the course, because what we're looking at is access.
Okay.
We see it as part of our corporate responsibility to provide access at minimum prices for our students, and not just Dominicans, but people within the region. That is basically our reason debt.
But tell me though, in terms of the success stories and people talking about, the outcome usually after this course.
But those are the best. I remember just last year we did a course in early childhood, and one of the students, when I hear those stories, I feel real good.
Mm-hmm.
One of the students told me that, Mr. Barry, for some strange reason, they call me Mr. Barry.
They need to give you an accolade. You prefer Doctor, Mr.
Well, they moved to Mr. Barry, then moved to, when they catch themselves, Dr. Barry.
Okay.
But I don't understand why they don't call me Kazimi, Dr. Kazimi, or Mr. Kazimi, but
Okay.
they are stuck on Mr. Barry or Dr. Barry.
Okay.
But that particular student told me that they started the early childhood program and started their own early childhood business.
Wow.
And the progress from where she started and where she is, that was amazing. What was even most fascinating is that student told me that they're going to start their BSc, the bachelor's degree in early childhood.
Nice.
Those are the kind of stories that when you hear them, it kind of gives you goosebumps, it gives you pause, and makes you know that you're doing something right for not only Dominica, but for your community on a whole. I've had a particular situation that there was a student who did entrepreneurship. The student actually started the oil business. The student told me that she was shipping oil to St. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the oil products were on the supermarkets. Those are the kind of stories that you do those programs. And when students meet you, they tell you those things. It is just amazing.
Well, I'm happy to hear. I see one of the courses that you're offering this time, and I think it's really needed, is customer service. It's a 6-week course.
Customer service is 6 weeks. The cost for that course is $300. We believe that in order to enhance our service sector, customer services is essential. That is one of the key areas that we continue to push every single semester, because we believe if you have the base, good customer service, everything else falls. Because take, for example, someone comes at UE.
Mm-hmm.
The front staff does not give them good, does not
service
them proper. Well, not just service, but just simple
approach.
The approach. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Those small things would either draw people to the organization or push them away. Telephone manners. You speak to someone, you're not seeing the person, but your tone.
Mm-hmm.
The small things tell a lot on a telephone when you speak to people.
Because you almost sense sometimes, boy, something's wrong at that person's home, because you get the impression that.
But not only that, you come to some organizations and you say to yourself, but is it the converse? I mean, I am bringing my money to the organization,
and I have to beg you,
but I'm begging for service. But we want people to not only, when you come to the organization, your staff is able to accommodate the customer in a holistic and proper way, but when they leave, even follow up the whole customer experience. Those are the kind of things that we want to push when we do that course in customer service.
Yeah, I'm very serious about it. I've gone to a couple of restaurants over the past few weeks, and I've heard many comments from people around me I'm not going to come back there because the service is terrible.
Of course. And there are organizations, you enter there, the customer service is so good. And the worst part about the cost of what they sell you the item is expensive, but the customer service is so good. You want to return every single time simply because of that customer service. I'll give you an example. In Antigua, there was this young lady who worked at Scotia Bank. She was not the best employee in terms of work, but her customer service was exceptional. So the manager met with one of his friends who was a millionaire.
Right.
He said that he's going to let go that particular young lady. The millionaire said, if you're letting go that lady, I'm going to remove my money from that from your bank.
Wow.
That's the good customer service you would have gotten. So you see the importance here of customer service. Customer service is essential in organizations.
All right, let's move on to there are a number of other courses that we want to talk about this morning. Financial risk management.
Financial risk management, if you want to enter the whole area of risk, we believe that financial risk management is a springboard for that area. It's you look at finance, the areas in finance, financial risk management is essential. Risk in terms of if you're looking at stocks, risk in terms of if you're looking at portfolios. So that course is really geared for people who are into finance, the finance industry, into banking. It's a good segue to see what that course is about or help you in terms of if you're in that area in risk, how that course can actually build your competencies.
All right, another one there is fundamentals of special education.
Special education has become very, very important over the past few years, simply because we had a situation before that teachers would be teaching students and they would have certain disabilities and you would not know the disability, you would not know why the student is taking time to grasp certain aspects. We had special education 1, we moved to special education 2, fundamentals of special education 2. And that area look at the whole area of assessment in the context of special education. You look at planning for learning disabled students in a general classroom. How do you plan for that? How do you transition students from the classroom when they're leaving into a new setting? Also look at planning for autism. Autism is one of the biggest areas as it relates to disability in the Caribbean. So we looked at that area. What is autism? How do you deal with autistic students? And how do you properly transition? How do you do proper work plans for them? So that course is very important for our school setting. Mr. Holmes is an educator. Even Mr. Holmes can
speak to that.
Speak to that.
Exactly, because I mean, I taught at schools, for a number of years.
You taught me.
Exactly. I just wanted you to say that.
Yes.
It is early days.
So who looks younger now? So the thing is, but then I never had that challenge.
Yes.
But since I've started at UE, one of the biggest challenge I had, I thought, was last semester when I had it was a sight impediment. Loic Charles.
Okay, yeah.
And when I saw his name on the list, I said, "Oh my goodness, how am I going to deal with that?" And then, believe me, guess what? He was the most outstanding student in the class.
He was.
That tells you, right? And then the thing is, Loic would come in the class, and as if he doesn't have that situation. But then there's certain times you have to say certain things, and I would say to the students, know that Loic is, and some of them knew him, and then they were amazed to see how Loic could interact, with the students. And then thank God it was also online, so But even though you have impediments, and so on, then there's a way that the teacher or the tutor can make it easier for you. And then the best way is to listen to them, or not only listening to them, to let the other students know that here is somebody who have challenges. So how can you help that person also? And then he came out to be the most outstanding student.
Wow.
But just even piggyback what Mr. Holmes is saying, you could imagine, for instance, you have a genius in a classroom and you're unable to assess that that person has capabilities, supreme capabilities. You're giving the person work to do, but the work is so below the level of that particular student, and that student starts to misbehave. But you don't understand why. That course is able to help you to assess those small things as to students who are at a superior level and students who require greater attention. So that course is very important in today's classroom.
Yeah, so we are talking about students in Dominica who have that problem, that autistic problem.
Of course.
And sometimes the parents themselves have a little challenge with dealing with them as well.
A lot of times we see students have certain disabilities and we don't know what the issue is. Quite often we if I'm to even go further, we say somebody do my child something.
Yes.
But the fact, I mean, I'm just not being facetious, but
No.
but
it's real.
The knowledge, once you have the knowledge as to why the child is behaving that particular way and how you can assist, you can make the situation a different situation, a better situation.
Who do you want to come or go to these classes? Parents, teachers?
For that class, teachers, ideal.
Okay.
Parents, and even people who teach Sunday schools and those key areas, wherever you are, wherever that requires you leading and teaching, that class is important for you.
All right, public speaking and professional presentation skills.
Sorry, but before I just go further, let me just say a little on that, based on what Barry said. When I was a teacher, I used to say to the parents, your child is a gifted child. Because sometimes I would give work in the classroom, and then before I put the work on the board or whatever they had to do, this child completes and has nothing more to do.
You sit back.
Exactly. So what I used to do, knowing this child is gifted, knowing this child is very good at that part, maths or whatever it was, then I would have extra work. So when he or she finished, then the others are doing their work still, and then I would give him or her something else to do. So you keep them occupied. And then that is how some children misbehave. I mean, they're gifted, they know the work, they do it, and then they
below their level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when they finish, then others are doing the work, but then they're not doing anything. So they look for mischief, some of them, not all.
Okay.
And so on. Yeah.
I was not one of them. Anyway, let's.
I think it's on the gifted side. Research has shown that one of the biggest fears people have is to speak in public. I can tell you when I started, Kimon and I, the very first time I went in public to speak, I think we had a lecture, and I like to get my things a week in advance so I can practice.
Okay.
So I'm in our lab. So I said, Kimon, give me the document a week before so I can practice.
Okay.
So I can get it. We are practicing the script. My back is wet. Two of us, we are practicing the script and my back is wet. That tells you that public speaking is something that people have to be able, at a very young age, they must master. Because simple things, if I want to push my opinion, bring my opinion across, I need to know how to articulate that properly. If I want to give a proper vote of thanks, it's not just going and just, you need to know how to articulate those things. That particular course will help in terms of the providing good welcome addresses, vote of thanks, help you in terms of body language, diction, all of these key elements. That course will help you in it. And as I say, public speaking is one of the most important tools that is required for you to make it as from point A to point B and move you up within organizations.
As a matter of fact, I experience that here every day. We have, of course, Facebook.
Yes.
So some of my guests, they move away from the camera to come in that corner. So, no. Right there. They move away from the camera. They just don't want anybody to see that. I experience it every day. I don't want to be on camera. I just don't want to be on camera. That fright is always there.
But not only that, you ask, you know what? Would you want to come to the radio station? Radio? No, I'm good.
And you want to say that I'm good.
If you even move it to television,
it
becomes even scarier.
You're right.
But those things, those competencies, there are some people who are born speakers. That's great. But most of us, it has to be a learned trait that is practiced. And a lot of these key areas like welcome addresses, vote of thanks, all these different keynote speaking, those things are learned. The structure of those speeches, they are learned.
Yeah.
You see, and if you are able to get it earlier rather than later, it puts you in a better position to succeed.
And that's so true. Yes, a lot of nerves.
Of course.
Sweating. You can see it.
I remember I did a calypso. What is it? Calypso. I think we had something with Calypsonians the very first time with
Okay.
Alex Bruno.
Mhm.
The second time, so I was able to give the welcome address.
Right.
I made one mistake on the
script.
On the script,
Uh-huh.
and that was it. But I'm saying all of this to say that public speaking is something that you have to practice, and it's something that you have to learn how to do it.
Some
It's
people
very
just
important.
just have it naturally.
But even with having it naturally, you need to know how to actually
Yes.
put a
To
welcome
deliver
address,
too.
deliver it,
Mhm.
welcome address,
That's
vote of
true.
thanks, body language, all these different things.
All right. We're going to quantity surveying at this time. 15 weeks? 13 weeks.
13 weeks. So
Okay.
quantity surveying is a 13-week course. The
Mm.
cost of that is $650, and that course is essentially going to help you to develop quantities for structures, to help you help the customer know what is the cost, why quantity surveying was developed, the importance of quantity surveying, and you as a quantity survey and what the role of a quantity surveyor is. That course will help you in terms of your better understanding of quantities. And also, if you want to enter into engineering, that is actually a stepping stone to enter into engineering. Quantity surveying is a relatively new field. It was a subsection of engineering, but it's no a part. It's an area by itself.
Mhm.
So if you want to enter that area, you can use that course as a stepping stone, because even in quantity surveying, there are very few people with a quantity surveying degree. It's an area that it's an area of increased need.
All right. So we have dealt with customer service, financial risk management, fundamentals of special education, two, introduction to supervisory management, public speaking and professional presentation skills, and quantity surveying, 13 weeks. These courses will be presented on Mondays and Wednesdays. Now let's move to Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, the courses that will be offered on those days there. Building and construction management.
So that course is basically management aspect of building and construction.
Mhm.
How do you manage your construction business? So I know how to build. So I need to know how do I manage that business, because we have a lot of good builders, but when you look at their financials, they say that they're totally different tale. So that course is basically going to help in terms of business startups.
Mhm.
So, for example, if I'm starting up a construction business, do I go in as a sole proprietor? It's me alone. I put up my own equity
Mhm.
and I start up the construction business. Do I have a limited liability company? Do I get shareholders? They put in the money and we have the business. If, for example, there's liability, the organization is its own independent entity. So I am free basically from that. In some situations, they leave the corporate veil, but more often than not,
Okay.
the organization is its own independent entity, or I go into a partnership. That course will also help in terms of the insurance component of the construction industry, construction law, health and safety, and tendering. Those are very key elements in the whole management aspect of your construction organization.
And
Those are the areas it will be covering.
Another one is entrepreneurship and new venture creation.
Entrepreneurship and new venture creation, that's one of my favorite courses because.
And you teach that one?
Yes, but not only that. If you look at research in Barbados, 23% of the total Negro population who have successful businesses.
3%.
3%. So most of it is held by white Arabs and Syrians.
Mhm.
In Dominica, what we see in the 40s and 50s, we were on a progressive front into starting businesses. But what you notice, and I mean, Dominica was one of the first places where women actually held businesses, shops and gardens and all of that. What we noticed over the years, we remain as shops. So there is a reason, there must be something we can do to change that dichotomy. Entrepreneurship and new venture creation, we want to teach the students how to have.
So we no longer in the Caribbean, like you said, or you suggested, leading that in that area.
But no, we have not moved. We are more consumers. If you look around Dominica, we have, I think, Macmillan, Jollies, Suki's. Who else can you name? Can you name more?
No, I can't. I mean, there may be a few.
There may be a few,
Yeah.
but the vast I mean, where we were,
Mhm.
the progress we were making and where we are now, a lot has to be said, because we were one of the few Caribbean countries.
The question is it our fault?
I think it's a matter of in terms of entrepreneurship. That's an area that we don't give enough attention.
Okay.
So key in entrepreneurship, you need to know how do you manage your finances.
Okay.
So you're getting money, but you have to know how to manage that particular the money you're getting. You need to know how do you market your product,
Mhm.
the product price, place, promotion, all of these things. You have to also know how social media today impacts your business.
I just want to say that.
You have to know how e-commerce has revolutionized businesses.
Mhm.
Those key areas are essential for successful business. That course is going to show you how to do that. Also, you need to know how to make a formidable business plan. That business plan is going to show you your plan for your future, your goals, your objectives, where you want to go, and comparing it with key performance objectives, and see if what you plan this year compared to next year, if you achieved, and why you did not achieve it, and what do you do to actually get back in place to achieve those goals.
All right, let's move on to human resource management, another key factor.
Human resource management is very important for organizations. The human resource team, that's the team that's going to help in terms of helping you manage teams, diverse teams. We have organizations now that are very diverse. So you need to know how to work around those diverse teams, how to motivate staff. So human resource management, one of the key things in terms of motivating staff, how to get your best talent, how to get people on board that they work within the organizational culture. That course is going to help in terms of
But don't you find that sometimes there's a conflict? The human resource management don't really understand their staff. Here's the conflict. Because they're not the best managers themselves.
Well, that is
Huh?
where
I'm
that is
sure-
where
I'm-
no, but that's where the training and development comes.
Mhm.
You need to know. You need to do a proper SWOT analysis on yourself, and you need to know what areas you need to improve on. I could be a good manager, but a poor leader. So what we have good managers. They can organize, they can staff, they can get the right people, but to lead the team is a different thing. So you have to be so transformational that people say, for example, you want to come to work on Saturday.
Mhm.
You have something to do on Saturday, but Saturday is not a day of work. But you have to be so transformational that people will come because they see the cause and the need for the organization. So that course is also going to help in terms of leadership. How do you galvanize a team together and come get behind you and work with you?
Mhm.
So you're quite right. There are some human resource managers who would require a lot of work, but but there's a difference between a manager and a leader. What we want is that we want good human resource leaders to be very good managers, get the right people, when you get the people, get the right program so you can develop them, motivate them, all of these things. But you also want them to be good leaders too. That course is going to help you in terms of that.
Very important. Yes, go
As
ahead.
you said, yeah, about you have leaders, but you have the managers. One of the things I say to students, you cannot give what you do not have. You can have all the papers, you can have
All the degrees,
certificates,
all the degrees.
but if you do not know how to deliver, if you do not know how to interact with your employees, or if you're the HR or your manager or the boss, whatever, if you do not know how to interact with people, then you have a problem
You're
because
right.
the message is not being passed on.
You can have all the degrees on some meets they say, and you can't cut it. I see that all the time.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to up your lane there. Up your lane introduction to counseling.
Yes. So Barry, you go first, or I go ahead?
Well, you speak on it because you'll be doing both introduction and advance.
Okay.
So you'll speak on both of these areas.
Okay. Now, the thing is, introduction to counseling, we start, is basic counseling skills.
Okay.
Giving the students. And then, you see, there's a student who's doing a master's program now. And this student did the introduction to counseling. And the student said to me recently, what you taught us in the introduction to counseling, some of it not even covered in the master's program. And when I say to them certain things, they're wondering.
Mm.
So that means when you do the introduction to counseling and the advanced introduction to counseling, then you're well set for the master's program. Of course, you must have a first degree to do the master's program.
Mhm.
But with the introduction to counseling, what we do, as I said a while ago, you cannot give what you do not have. You cannot go to a client and then try to help the client without understanding how to reach out to the client. In counseling, well, let's put the three of them: introduction to counseling, advanced introduction to counseling, and counseling victims of abuse. Now, with these three there, we have what we call the basic skills.
Okay.
And then with the basic skills, we put them into 4 stages. So some of the skills include reflection. A client says to you, "I'm feeling bad." So you reflect to this client, said, "I'm feeling bad." And the client said to you, "Yes, because of this," and they go on.
Mhm.
We also have paraphrasing, clarifying, summarizing. Now, we're going to use those skills in what we call 4 stages. The first stage, when you come and see a client for the first time, you develop rapport, establish rapport, welcome the person, take some information, and so on. And you go to the next stage, where what we call where you get the client to give their goals. What did he come for counseling for? Main areas, they give it to you, and then you pick out which one you want to start first, and then you go to the next stage, which is called
Okay.
the working stage. Now, when you reach the working stage, that is where you start helping the client. And that is what the students are taught to do. Somebody comes to you, how do you talk to them? How do you get them to tell you their problems? Get it off their chest.
Mhm.
No counselor knows it. The client is the expert. They know their
I'm
situation.
happy you're saying that, yes, because you're almost ready to give that person advice and you don't understand what's going on there.
Exactly. And you just use the word their advice. In counseling, that's one of the first things they get to know in the developing rapport. I do not give advice. I cannot tell you what to do, what not to do. It
Mhm.
is up to you, but I'll give you the skills and then you will see how.
Mhm.
We ask a lot of questions. We call it open-ended question. You ask the question and let the client tell you because they're the expert. They know what is inside of them. You do not know. Even though you are the counselor, you're an adult, you have an idea, what they're going through, but you do not know. So we have those courses. So this semester we have introduction to counseling and advanced introduction to counseling. So the introduction to counseling, if you have done it already, then you go to the advanced. And also we have and Barry, permit me, there's
Sure, go ahead.
something that we did at UWI. You see, I don't believe in just having students come there, get the information and go out. I always say to them, do not go out there, put it on the shelf and forget it there. Because of those courses, for example, the counseling victims of abuse, we formed a group called EASYs, empowering those who are abused. Right? So we have that group. We also, from the introduction to counseling and advance, we have a registered organization, FEM Inc., Family Empowerment Movement Inc.
Okay.
And then Marva Bogart is the president, and Jacinta Figan Defoe is the deputy.
Mm.
And then they have executive. So they're doing quite a bit. Now, the next one we have, and then even though it is not on this, I just mentioned it, it is called conflict management. Right now, we are about to form a formally registered group. And all that is because of the courses at UWI. All those things stem from the courses at UWI. So this semester, doing the introduction to counseling and advanced introduction to counseling, and I'm asking the students who have already done the introduction that they do the advanced introduction to counseling. And even those who have done the counseling victims of abuse, then they can also join the advanced because in counseling victims of abuse, we have covered quite a number of the skills mentioned in the introduction. So they can move from the counseling victims of abuse into the advanced.
Who would you advise to come to these classes, doctor? I know I'm asking that question. but go
Okay,
ahead.
so yeah, Holmes or myself?
I want him to answer the question.
Okay, right.
Mister, who would you advise to come to these classes, sir?
Okay. For example, teachers.
Okay.
Number one. We're hearing a lot about students, how they're behaving. You have bullying. Bullying is a big problem, right? And then if we can address bullying, then you have also the teachers. When the students come to the schools, the teachers are parents, even though you want to believe it or not. Teachers are parents, nurses, doctors, politicians, religious personnel, all those there, because the students are looking up to them. So if a teacher goes in a class and a student is unruly, misbehaving, rude, and so on and so forth, the teacher need to have the skills to deal with it. You see, one of the things I learned, and I don't think I ever put you out of my class, one of the things I learned is don't put other student out of the class.
Never.
Put the student at the back of the class and say, I'll talk to you later. But the student is getting it. At the end, you go and talk to that student, right? And then the other person I would like to see enter that program, that class, parents. Because parents have a lot to learn from those classes. How to be, because some parents, you have domestic violence at home. You have gender-based violence at home. And then parents being equipped, they can come talk about their situation and then get help for themselves. And they can help themselves, their children, their partners, and so on. We talk about the place of work, which one again, Barry? It's about the customer relations and so. People like you, man. Radio stations, I've extended, I'm not sure if you saw the paper, but I did extend that once to radio stations. Because sometimes you have interview, with persons on the radio. And then as Barry was saying, public speaking is also part of that. You have to know how to approach the
Right.
person. Because sometimes you have a question, it's like telling the person, tell me what you want to say about that. Instead of saying that, you'll say, can you tell me more about that?
Yep.
You see?
The
So
direct questions.
Exactly. Another set of persons, I did quite a number of them, and then business places called me to do sessions for them. Business places.
I'm asking that question because I'm hearing a lot of in recent times, and of course I'll give you a few more minutes to speak to that as it relates to the officers at welfare, the officers at chances, and
Yes.
a lot of quote unquote abuse seem to be taking place. I'm not confirming anything, but
Yes.
a lot of investigations seem to be going on as we speak. So are these people who are, of course, speaking to the young people who are being abused, being invited to these kind of courses? Because we have a problem here.
Well, what I can say, not about the situation, I cannot talk
No,
about.
you can't talk about the situation.
Yeah,
You're talking generally.
Yeah, but what I can say, a few of them, even though they're not in there, a couple, not many, have done courses,
Okay.
with those courses. And not only that, I know there are a couple of them who also did the masters in counseling. They're also there, but again, it depends on which area you're addressing, because that's another setup. And then the custom part, how to deal with customers, that they will come under that. I don't know if I should, but I will. I'm good because it's a positive thing. I went to Treasury Department, and the service I got there. First of all, I went there before 8 o'clock. I had to wait, and then the security came out. And the way this gentleman dealt with me, very, very polite. And another person came, very, very polite. When we entered, I had my elderly sister was there with me. So she sat on the chair. And somebody from inside came out. And I said, Mom, can I assist you? And so on.
Wow.
So my sister told the person, my brother is decided. And then she called me. And I said, instead of making a wait and so on, what did she come to do? And then they helped. That is what I call service.
Okay.
That's why I don't mind calling their names, because honestly, I got service both upstairs and downstairs. There are other places.
That's Treasury.
Treasury Department. There are many others. Honestly, many other business places, but I just want to pick out that one. So I hope the others don't say, oh, why didn't you call on? No, I don't have enough time, but I just want to see that positive aspect. That treatment was excellent that day. And then when I was going, I thanked them. And then I look at the security and I said, look, listen, not many places I get that treatment, and he smiled. And I did go there a couple of times. I don't know because I said that too. When I went there again, but I got even better treatment. So you see, these are the people that should be doing the courses. So it's not just coming, because sometimes, Matt, you have somebody working with your colleague. Your colleague comes in, and then as we say in Dominica, visually buoy. You don't know what the person is going through.
She brought her problems from home.
Yeah, so you just go in and take the person on the side in the office, a quiet person said, I noticed something. Is there something? Can I help you? Because you have the skills, how to get to that person.
Yeah.
And then that person is just, my goodness, you are God sent. So that is what the course is about. So I'm asking students, those who have done the introduction to counseling, quite a number of them, so for them to sign up, because I know quite a number of them have. In fact, as a matter of fact, if you notice, I was on my phone a while ago. There's one of them who just said to me that they're going to register today.
Well, I'm happy.
So at the end, Barry will be saying to them how they can.
I'm happy to hear that. But let me take a phone call. I just want to, of course, have the program interactive here. Are you the caller? Yes?
Yes, I'm there. Good morning, Matt, and good morning to your guests.
Yes.
I would like to find out if they're offering a course in sales and marketing, and if they are not, is the work offering such a program?
You're right about that. Now, that's what I was just about to talk about: sales and marketing. He didn't know the head. Yes, sales and marketing.
If he saw that,
he saw the paper I have in my hand.
Yes. We will be offering the sales and marketing course. It's one of the flagship courses that we have. We offer all through the year. That course will actually help in terms of harnessing your sales skills. You look at price, product, place, promotion, marketing mix. How does that influence your whole marketing aspect of your organization? You look at how you sell your product, dealing with the customer needs. Also, go and look at how do you increase your customer base. You look at emerging trends in sales and marketing. You look at how you advertise, how you brand your product. Copywriting, that's new now, so you have to look at that. Internet marketing. Internet marketing is one of the most cost-effective ways of marketing a particular product. So you have to look at how, and the good thing about internet marketing, you get a broader customer base. So you have to look at that. How does that influence and affect your organization? So those are the key areas we're going to look at. It will be for 6 weeks, and of course, it's only $300. But that course will be on offer, and it's one of the courses that we all quite often always get large student population for that particular course.
I want to go back to the issue of counseling there, just to ask a question. But before I do, let's take a phone call there.
Sure.
In the morning, good morning to you, yes?
Good morning, good morning. I don't have much time on myself. I just want to tell your doctors that on the radio they impress me. Bring them back again. Hats off to all you. All you make my day with all my problem and my sorrow. Happy New Year, my brother. All you impress me. A great program. I have on myself like
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Valence is very impressed. I want to ask a question, Doctor. I meet a lot of people who seem suicidal. You know, people who just want to take their life. They want to end it. They so stressed. They just don't want to continue tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, what do you tell people like this?
That's one of the areas the course covers, yeah? And then the thing is, when you meet somebody who's suicidal, the worst thing is, to say, come on, man, don't worry about that, things will get better. And that's the last thing is you could say to the person. And then I believe strongly in God, but don't go and say to the person, God is love, God is good, and then you go away. No. As I said, the person is the expert. Find out from the person, what is it that you're going through? What is it that is making you feel suicidal? What is it? And then you listen to the person. The person will say, well, I cannot deal with that anymore. And then you said, what have you done before? What do you intend to do now? How can you move on? And then you give the person the skills. But when you meet somebody, and then later on, you're going to bring in the scripture. Later on, you're going to let the person know the importance of God, that God is not going to leave you alone and so on. But if you just say all those things that are being done, let the person go, you're just letting the person go and commit suicide even faster. But you have to listen to the person. You have to hear where the person is coming from, what the person is going through. Because, Matt, it could be a very simple thing,
Simple.
Very simple, and the person just cannot take it, especially young people, because they feel that they have the whole world on their back, and then they cannot turn anywhere. But you can tell the person, God is love, God will take care of you, but you're not telling them how God is going to do it. You're not telling them about the scripture reading, but you have to be able to say that. The person may just want, has a girlfriend, and then the person has a GoPro, as they say, right?
It's a banker.
Yes.
Well, we were just talking about that in the office yesterday. What's the best way to deal with that?
So the person has a problem. So you go to say, well, don't go and tell the person there are many other fishes in the sea. So talk to the person. It is one of the areas that we covered in the course.
Okay, let's take another phone call. It's been very interactive, but I guess we missed that call. But it's a very important point that you made, because there are a lot of young people going through. Of course. I know a friend of mine who actually almost tried to drink a bottle of paracetamol because she was so anxious. So things like that happen.
Yeah, I can recall when I was a teacher, I was vice principal at St. Martin Secondary School years ago. I lived in 1999, 2000. And then one day at 1 o'clock, you know, we students, bell rang, prayed, we were going home. So I happened to be going down by Jolly's first. I can remember before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw a lot of people by the bus stop, over a young lady. And I saw the uniform. So I asked them, I said, what happened? The young lady went, got a bottle of paracetamol, and drank the whole thing. Luckily, she did it with people around when she fell down. Ambulance came, and then they did what they had to do at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Another one.
They flushed her. Yeah.
Yes, another one. We just came from church at clean as St. Martin's School. That is a good school, I must say that we really care for our children at St. Martin's School. And the student came and then by all means wanted to commit suicide. And then, the problem, as I said about parents and so, the situation was at home. So not just the child having a problem, we had to address the problem at home to help the child prevent her from killing herself.
Let's take a phone call. Are you there, caller? Uh-oh, keep missing that call. But anyway.
Oh.
But we have one more subject to cover there before we go because, of course, we're having a lot of interaction, which I like. Principle of teaching young children. I think it covers that one. This is the last one we're going to cover.
Yes, so that one is part of our early childhood catalog of courses.
Mhm.
Early childhood is by far. You have a call?
Yes, so let me see if we can take
the
that.
call.
Are you there, caller?
Morning.
Morning.
Everybody, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I heard you all talking about special education. That is something you can take out on the map at all. Because there is a problem with a disability. Nobody talking about it. That is Down syndrome. People will still tell you, I don't train. I don't know how to teach her. I don't know this, I don't know that. So please talk about that disability so people can understand. They too can learn. Matt, morning.
Morning to you. Morning.
Don't forget.
No, I wouldn't forget. But thank you very much, though. We're going to take another phone call. Thank you very much. Yes? Are you there?
Hello, yes?
Uh-huh.
I think Matt, this will be very good for teachers, pastors, and priests. Those who are inclined to do so, it will be very good for them, especially for teachers, nurses. This counseling session will be good for all of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, a lot of people are listening and just want to engage.
Thank you.
Again, we were talking about, I think it was the principles of teaching young people.
Yes.
Yeah.
That course really deals with how do you deal with young children early childhood age.
Mhm.
One of the key things throughout the Caribbean, and that's not germane just to Dominica, or early childhood requires improving, because if you don't get it right at early childhood, you have difficulties at primary, secondary, and tertiary. That course is going to help qualify our early childhood teachers. How do you prepare for children at between ages from 2 to 8? How do you help them in terms of nurturing their talent? How do you get them to utilize play as a form of learning? How do you help them to be more analytic, utilizing blocks, breaking down things, creativity? That course is going to help teachers, early childhood teachers, to actually navigate through and become better teachers. That course is not only for early childhood teachers, but also teachers within the primary and secondary, and even parents too. Will help you work with children if you're working with a lot of children, or people who are in churches, you have a lot of children. How do you work around younger children? How do you harness their creativity, and how do you make them be the best version of themselves? That course is 10 weeks, and that course is at $500.
All right, thank you very much. I suspect people are inquiring about these programs here. We have the 10 weeks, we have the 13 weeks, we have the 6 weeks, and 10 weeks, as I said. And the cost, because people, or what, how do I pay? What do I pay? That's an
Okay,
important question.
Yes. So you can the cost for the 13 week is $650. The cost for the 10 week is $500. The cost for the 6 week is $300. You can pay at our site. You can pay via mobile banking. You can pay at the bank, our NBD account.
Mhm.
You just tell them you're paying towards a UE course, and they will give you the receipt, or you could pay online through our payment gateway.
You pay at the bank or you pay at the UAs?
You can do either. So if you figure you prefer to, there's no traffic, you could come at the UE center to pay. So you could do any of the above. So some people may figure might be the bank may be too congested. Just come and pay UE, get a receipt, move on. Or some people might just stay at the comfort of their homes go through the payment or payment gateway, utilize your card and pay.
Mhm.
Either form of payment can work.
If you want to do 2 courses from, I guess, Tuesday and Monday or
yes.
Wednesday.
That should not be a problem. You choose your 2 courses. The courses are done online, and there will not be any clashes. We have only 2 courses we are going to do face-to-face, obviously the building and construction management and the quantity surveying, because they're so very practical.
Mhm.
So they will be done face-to-face. Every other course will be done online.
All right. Well, again, any final comments before you go? Because I've given you a lot more time, but the program was very engaging. So, and my teacher is there. You would, you know.
I want to really thank
Yes.
Dominica for always supporting you with Global Campus.
Okay.
The government of Dominica will consistently send their employees to do our programs.
Mhm.
Jolly's Pharmacy, Auto Trade, Fine Foods, Fresh Market. I really want to thank those organizations for always supporting the UWI Global Campus, recognizing the importance of training and development, and pushing their staff to do more programs. So, like to thank the school systems. They send their teachers to do courses. So we're really, really grateful. And for this new year, we hope to collaborate even more with the schools and other entities within Dominica.
What time are we talking about in terms of the time span there?
All of our classes are 6 weeks. 6 o'clock. Sorry, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, and we're going to start the programs from the 27th of January to May 15th.
All right, let's take a phone call. I suspect somebody's on the telephone. Are you there, caller?
Yes, I'm there. I want to ask Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes is right there. Ask him a
I want
question.
to ask Mr. Holmes a question. Mr. Holmes, I just want to explain something to you for you to be able to understand. If a person went somewhere with another child, and the other child happened by chance to meet a child with autistic, but this particular child was so quiet and pretty and looking so good, you not even know if the child has autistic. So the child saw, when the child tell the other person, what is wrong with this child? He said that, well, look, she can't talk, she has all this and explain that. But this particular child went over, tell your parent about that thing one night. And that child, the mother was very angry. The mother was saying that they don't expose their children to those kind of thing, and that they don't like that. If they have their friend, they don't even introduce their children to those people, because her friend is a friend and the children. So, and then the mother was very angry. Yes, and so I want to find out what is wrong with a child, even though a child see you explain what could you do with everything like that. Please give me an answer.
You understand the concept, because I'm still trying to grasp it there.
Yeah, I'm trying to myself, but then the thing is, the only thing I can say is the understanding. I mean, you have to, we are talking about training. You have to train the parents how to deal with their children, train the teachers how to deal. When you have children who are autistic, then you have to know how to manage, not handle, how to manage, how to deal with them, how to talk with them.
Mhm.
But I'm not so sure what the caller is. I'm trying to decipher, the thing. But
Maybe
that could take a long thing to explain, But
you maybe
being
need to meet that person personally. So
yes, so it's not easy to
explain.
see it now. Yeah.
All right. Well, Dr. Barry, I just want to say thank you. And again, the customer service, I think it's crucial. At this time, Dominica needs better customer service. I'm sure, Mr. Holmes, that you go to various restaurants and various establishments, and you kind of gauge the customer service, like as you just did with Treasury.
I went to one of them, lately, about a month ago.
You were monitoring, or?
And I walked out, kind of, because when I went, I asked the person, a very simple question. I thought, so the person said to me, well, when I looked at it, it was the wrong price or whatever on the thing.
Right.
So I asked, and I said, but I thought I saw that. So you can't read off something like she said to me.
Oh my God.
And I said, excuse me? And she said to me, that's what I said. So I just walked out. I didn't want to say anything else, But, with customer service, as a counselor, when somebody comes to you, you don't judge the person.
Mhm.
You listen to the person and then address the person properly, developing rapport. So if somebody comes in a business place and they ask you, how much is this, and so on, and then even though you see a point there, $5, and the person still asks you, still say to the person $5. Oh, by the way, it is there below. You could add that to it. That is what customer service is all about. So in counseling, you cannot just go and decide that by the way, there's three things I should mention in counseling. Well, one of them, let me just stick to one of them. Emphasizing, not sympathize. You empathize with the person. You let them know that you understand what they're going through. It's like putting yourself in the person's shoes. Either it will be too big, too small, and then you'll understand that it's difficult for the person. And then I'll end by saying one thing. I'm looking forward to meet my students in a couple weeks' time, but also just for everybody, you cannot give what you do not have.
I like that. Dr. Barry, the final words are yours.
Let me just, as I said, at the UE Global Campus, one of our key rules or rates on debt is to provide access to higher education. We try our best to ensure that the cost for every course we have manageable for our students. We provide payment plans, and we just really hope that we do it really to only develop our Caribbean, and because we are Dominicans, we want to develop Dominica by doing it. So key courses like entrepreneurship and all those courses, what we want is for people to start businesses and really open out the economy and hire people. That is what our vision is. But we want Dominica to be a better place. And the ripple effect is that we have a better Dominica for the future.
All right. Thank you very much. I hope I see you again before this course commences there. Barry, thank you very much.
No problem.
I see people trying to get in touch with you already, so that's good vibes. All right, we're going to come back, Dominica, after this. Stick around.
Ho, ho, ho! Stop Weave has something special for you. Introducing Stop Weave's new Christmas design paper towel. Now this is your chance to win big for the season. Purchase Stop Weave's Christmas design paper towel and get a chance to win one of 9 amazing prizes. Prices include $1,000 cash, $500 cash, shopping vouchers, hams, and turkeys. Ho, ho, ho! So hurry now. Grab your Stop Weave Christmas design paper towels and win big. Make this season merry and mess-free. Soft with Christmas edition. Promotion ends January 31st. See in stores for details.
Terms and conditions apply. Merry Christmas to everyone.
An easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
2 minutes and you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mikel Henderson, inviting you to Emerald Elegance, an evening of exquisite entertainment aboard the MV Freewinds. On January 8th, 2025, the Freewinds Band and I will present a benefit concert in aid of the Dominica Infirmary and the Premium Home and Residential Care Services. Tickets are $75 each and can be purchased at Deepex Color Lab on Cork Street in Roseau. Do join us on January 8th aboard the MV Freewinds for an unforgettable night of music. You don't want to miss it.
The Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited present the 2025 Calypso competition, beginning with the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th, 2025. Come for the laughter at the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. So turn up to hear the new tracks drop. Come for the fun. The Calypso Eliminations on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, Saturday, January 11th, 2025. Brought to you by the Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. The Calypso Eliminations, Saturday, January 11th, 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
Not only does it make your white the cleanest and brightest, the benefits of using Clean and White bleach are endless. The sterilizing property of Clean and White bleach is beneficial to several household purposes. Clean and White bleach has the ability to remove mold and mildew from hard surfaces, serve as a disinfectant for household items like your kitchen and bathroom area, and even your baby's toys. Clean and White bleach is available in various sizes at Fine Food. Call 617-6342 or order on Click and Collect your Clean and White bleach today. Clean and White bleach available at Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Dominica, get ready for the ultimate all-white headphone party. DJ Slim presents Drink with Intent. With music juggling by Dominica's best Unstoppable Shaq, CJMJ, DJ Slim, DJ Snow, DJ Shan, and DJ Flash. It all goes down on Saturday, 1st February 2025 at Katai Restaurant, Rondo, Dominica. Time, 9 p.m. The ultimate all-white headphone party with Intent. Admission for early bird is only $50. Tier 2, $60, and Tier 3, $70. Tickets available from Porchnell Spa, Katai Restaurant, and on TicketPal.com. Get your tickets now and see you there. This event is sponsored by Belfast Estate, TV Rock, KFC Dominica, Digicel, GBA Enterprises, Lavish, Audi, Katai, Porchnell Spa, Christie's Crumbs, DJ Median, and Vibes Radio.
Big news, Dominica! Do It Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Do It Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
All you, I just meet gold winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my partner with us, huh? Salka fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Good when you're still telling me. I know already. The pocket I spent him, why? But it can him up here for Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it toujours.
Cause I'm on my way.
KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good.
Cause I'm on my way.
Dominica, get ready for the ultimate all-white headphone party. DJ Slim presents Drink with Intent. With music juggling by Dominica's best Unstoppable Shaq, CJMJ, DJ Slim, DJ Snow, DJ Shan, and DJ Flash. It all goes down on Saturday, 1st February 2025 at Katai Restaurant, Rondo, Dominica. Time, 9 p.m. The ultimate all-white headphone party with Intent. Admission for early bird is only $50. Tier 2, $60, and Tier 3, $70. Tickets available from Porchnell Spa, Katai Restaurant, and on TicketPal.com. Get your tickets now and see you there. This event is sponsored by Belfast Estate, TV Rock, KFC Dominica, Digicel, GBA Enterprises, Lavish, Audi, Katai, Porchnell Spa, Christie's Crumbs, DJ Median, and Vibes Radio.
There's Smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
Say how smooth? Well smooth. Guinness Smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
Somebody book a like Michelle.
Mouvement créole à Secure. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM que présenté. Mouvement créole. Tous les mardis soirs, entre 6 et après-midi. Information, blagues, interviews, l'histoire, problème, discussion, reportage, apprendre parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec ton peuple créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement créole. Nous fait un rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames. Tous les mardis soirs, QFM qui est frappé avec bon parole créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous? Rapidement, Mouvement créole à ce grand station QFM. Voici avec nous tous les mardis soirs, 6 heures pour Mouvement créole. Matchez ça.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
In a statement written by the Electoral Reform Coalition, ERC, on January 3rd, 2025, titled ERC Appeals to International Community for Assistance to Resolve the Impasse for Free and Fair Elections in Dominica, reads, on Monday, 16th December 2024, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit tabled 3 electoral reform bills in the parliament. His determination to proceed with the introduction of the bills amidst protest and widespread dissatisfaction, as well as the planned second and third readings of the said bills without adequately addressing the most vexing issues raised by the ERC and civil society organizations, can be considered an abuse of power and authority on the Prime Minister's part. It also demonstrates a blatant disrespect, insult, and a provocation of the citizens of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Several critical issues of the long-awaited electoral reform were left out of the bill, among them campaign financing, biometric data as part of the voter identification card, on-island and in-person re-registration of voters, access to state-owned media were among the recommendations omitted. The bills largely ignored many of the recommendations made by Sir Dennis Byron and civil society organizations, as well as the presentations made by the Dominica Business Forum Incorporated and subsequently by the ERC. The bill also includes several clauses that can already be considered as loopholes in the law, deliberately inserted to legitimize unfair elections, with a 19-2 parliamentary majority in favor of the Dominica Labour Party government. The government must be prevented by all costs from tabling in Parliament these bills which have not been approved by the citizenry. It is therefore necessary and reasonable that the public be listened to and or recommendations which have been put forward in the last 15 years be included in the final bill. The ERC urges the public to stand ready to reject any bill in total or in part that will legalize stealing of elections and to demand comprehensive reform in favor of free and fair elections in Dominica, not only for the next scheduled general elections, but for all elections of the future. Since Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has promised to invite the OAS, CARICOM, the Commonwealth Secretariat, and the European Union to witness his latest act of betrayal of the Dominican people, the ERC has decided to formally inform the international community on this volatile situation. The Electoral Reform Coalition resolved that the bills are unacceptable in their present form, and unless they are reviewed and amended as necessary, the struggle for electoral reform will continue unabated. During the month of January 2025, The Electoral Reform Coalition will upscale its activities to sensitize and educate the nation on the reasons why the electoral reform bills tabled in Parliament are unacceptable and how they must join the movement to demand what has been proposed and is acceptable. The ERC reiterates its position that any electoral reform bill that does not adequately address the vexing issues of campaign financing, complete voter re-registration, cleansing of the electors list, voter identification cards with biometric data, unambiguous residency qualification for voters, among other relevant concerns, will be considered unacceptable and will further intensify the campaign for genuine electoral reform, which results in free and fair elections. This is a statement written by the Electoral Reform Coalition, ending with the motto, "We are standing for proper comprehensive electoral reform for Dominica."
Auto Trade is introducing our...
All right, Dominica, we're here. It's 9:40 in the morning. We're still talking electoral reform. Will Dominica get true electoral reform? And what has to be done to achieve this objective? That's a very important question. What has to be done so we can get there? We've been talking forever. We're not seeing the lights at the end of the tunnel. So what has to be done? For the people to get true electoral reform? And that's the question on the table at this time. It's 9:41. Getting a lot of messages, people suggesting that it's enough talk. This morning, the Prime Minister of Dominica met with the students of, and the teachers at the Dominica Grammar School, trying to set things right. There are still parents concerned about what is going on there in terms of the changes being made. In terms of the shift from the Dominica Grammar School, where construction is taking place, to the Rosa Girls School and the primary school there in Newtown. All right, let's do this and we'll come back, Dominica. Come back right here, right now.
Trade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the Auto Trade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new Auto Trade app. Download the Auto Trade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
Personne ne passe à virer pour nous. But if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus Vepladu. I want to tell my family brought me to Linus after I die. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, ma jamais tapé kate ou spécial à l'émoté vivant. Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So là, mon numéro, pas quitter un rien bas tout dire. Qui est 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. If I keep it busy and Linus, that time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Zandra, you must go. So when you go with the best chaperone. Linus, you never know. Mama to family, si c'est pas Linus, il a fini à l'été.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Lyndhurst Funeral Home today.
some place to go. Red variety meals for soul. KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be. KFC. Made for you and me. KFC. KFC. It's finger licking good.
Again, this school issues are being resolved or challenged at this time. Was there enough planning before all this controversy, if you will, and all taking place was still necessary? Did they have enough time? I heard Mr. Baptist speaking to the issue yesterday. Mr. Baptist.
The prime issue is the fact that the Dominica Grammar School is under construction, or the phase the construction of it has extended beyond expected time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Goodwill Secondary School also under construction, right?
Yep.
That's the main issue.
But they're moving the Goodwill School to the Newtown Primary School, and they're moving the Dominica Grammar School to some other schools in there in Bathurst. There, Rosa
and there's need for accommodation for
yes.
children.
Mm-hmm.
For
yes.
the schools, right? We've heard of the Free Pillar project for years now, right? So the construction of the Dominica Grammar School was scheduled by the government. So they would be aware of what it is, the impact or implication of the construction of the grammar school on the children of the attended Dominica Grammar School. Likewise, the Goodwill Secondary School. You have both of them going on. Mm-hmm. Our construction projects have delays and so forth. However, you are telling me that school opens tomorrow or whereabout, or maybe this week. Or
tomorrow. Scheduled to open tomorrow.
And you are telling me this is now a prime minister, the minister of education, this whole government is now suggesting and trying to decide how we are going to accommodate children to school. Are we really serious in Dominica? Don't we have, how many schools? We have the Convent High School in Roseau. We have the St. Mary's Academy in Roseau. We have a wing of the Dominica Grammar School and other schools in the area. Are you telling me that the Ministry of Education and the government of Dominica, knowing the number of students we have to accommodate and the number of students attending the schools, cannot sit down and with the owners of the schools and agree on a program so that all the children can comfortably go to school between 7:30 and 4:30, or as the case may be? Are we really serious in Dominica? These guys, they're just provoking and showing their incompetence. Everything they touch is a mess. Is a mess. Why should you be at this point in time doing that? There's so many school places, and at the same time, you are saying that, hey, there's an oversupply of school spaces for go and make more children. It means also you're not considering your population growth and tying your projections for school places with population growth. And at the same time, either you make so many places in schools that you have messed it up so much that here it is, they're half empty. It's making statement that is really bringing back the criticism back to him. I mean, are we serious in this country that these basic things we cannot do? But I suspect they were too busy distributing ham and turkey, so they forgot they had to arrange for the children to go to school. God have mercy on Dominica. All right, man.
Bye-bye, sir. It's 9. Again, the numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. That was Mr. Isaac Baptist. I think there's a need to hear him again. Making a lot of sense here. But also hear from a parent who's very concerned. Mr. Isaac Baptist, one more time.
The prime issue is the fact that the Dominica Grammar School is under construction, or the phase construction of it has extended beyond expected time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Goodwill Secondary School also under construction, right?
Yep.
That's the main issue.
But they're moving the Goodwill School to the Newtown Primary School, and they're moving the Dominica Grammar School to some other schools in there in Bathurst. There, Rosa
and
Girls
there's
School.
need for accommodation for
Yes.
the children.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yes.
the schools, right? We've heard of the Three Pillar Project for years now, right? So the construction of the Dominica Grammar School is scheduled by the government. So they would be aware of what it is, the impact or implication of the construction of the grammar school on the children of the attended Dominica Grammar School. Likewise, the Goodwill Secondary School. You have both of them going on.
Mm-hmm.
All construction projects have delays and so forth. However, you are telling me that school opens tomorrow or whereabouts, or maybe this week. Or
Tomorrow. Scheduled to open tomorrow.
And you are telling me this is now the Prime Minister, the Minister of Education, this whole government is now suggesting and trying to decide how we are going to accommodate children to school. Are we really serious in Dominica? Don't we have, how many schools? We have the Convent High School in Roseau. We have the St. Mary's Academy in Roseau. We have a wing of the Dominica Grammar School and other schools in the area. Are you telling me that the Ministry of Education and the government of Dominica, knowing the number of students we have to accommodate and the number of students attending the schools, cannot sit down and with the owners of the schools and agree on a program so that all the children can comfortably go to school between 7:30 and 4:30, or as the case may be? Are we really serious in Dominica? These guys, they're just provoking and showing their incompetence. Everything they touch is a mess. Is a mess. Why should you be at this point in time doing that? There's so many school places, and at the same time, you are saying that, hey, there's an oversupply of school spaces, but go and make more children. It means also you're not considering your population growth and tying your projections for school places with population growth. And at the same time, either you make so many places in schools that you have messed it up so much that here it is, they are half empty. It's making statement that is really bringing back the criticism back to him. I mean, are we serious in this country that these basic things we cannot do? But I suspect they were too busy distributing ham and turkey, so they forgot they had to arrange for the children to go to school. God have mercy on Dominica.
All right, there's 9:52 in the morning. Let's see if we can take a few other messages coming here as it relates to the schools. I think there was one parent who actually was in agreement with Mr. Isaac Baptist yesterday.
Mark, yes, I am. I'm outraged. When I tell you I'm outraged, Mark, because I have one grandchild going to the Goodwill High School.
Mm-hmm.
I have one going to the primary school. We had a meeting sometime back in primary school, and I tell you, parents were outraged. Parents were frustrated because you cannot tell me we have for primary school when it is after school is over by 1 o'clock. A lot of children remain for after class, right, for 4 o'clock. Now there are parents who are working parents. So they take the little opportunity to have their children after class. They don't mind paying the afternoon class. And when 4 o'clock, they come for their children, or their children come and meet them. Now you are saying they come at 8, and when 12 o'clock, they have to leave for grammar school. Where are the children going? It's not everybody that's working, they can bring their children at work. Who is fortunate, but there are a lot of people that cannot bring their children at work. My God, there's no consideration. You're telling them there's no afternoon class. Now the boy is going to go to school, and he has to go right up Newtown. Now you have to pay 2 sets of buses. You're saying, well, you have to get bus, they will get bus, but they have to be early. It's not everybody that will be able to be early towards it. My God, what mess is that? That we don't worry about people's children, not because why? Their children, they can afford to send their children in private, expensive school, but it's all like a primary school, is all like a thing we can afford. Please don't do that to us. Don't hurt us. Don't hurt our children. Please, our children are children of tomorrow. Why are you all doing that? Why are you all hurting people's children for? If you're telling me a child is going to primary or primary, you live in at 12 o'clock. Sometimes they have a toilet. There are some toilets that is not locking. They know how it is about boys and girls. You never know what that can happen to people's children. My God, Papa God, Matt, let me tell you something. Prison will never miss people.
It's 9:55. Let's go to the telephone while I'm waiting for the results of that meeting with the Prime Minister and other students this morning. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Yes, good morning.
Morning to you.
There.
Morning.
But you know, the meeting today was the selected teachers they wanted to be at that meeting. Do you know that?
And when I was there yesterday, it seemed that a lot of teachers would have been at that meeting, but I didn't know.
Well, those are supposed to come to the meeting to meet with the man today. They are to the how you call that as the principal or whoever she is elected. The teachers that's supposed to meet with the man today.
Really? Okay.
Yes, man.
I thought it was all the teachers.
From reliable source, man.
Okay.
The lady that was vocal.
Yes.
Yes. I understood he asked that she come to the meeting too.
Okay.
I don't know what was his reason, but I understood he asked she come to the meeting. Matt, I'm not hearing parents saying that they discuss. Matt, when people discuss, Matt, they just be enraged. And they just show, not that they're enraged, just show their disgust. Matt, you ever see parents protesting on the other side of the globe, Matt, for school?
Of course, I see it all the time.
Yes, Matt. So the parents are really disgusted. They should be enraged and show it off. A couple of years ago, when Greta Roberts, maybe she knew her business, was going to meet the government, then she said that she was being transferred. By the time it wasn't true at all, she was going to on the government, to be in government. And the people up there were so angry, some of the parents, they showed their disgust. They protested that she shouldn't leave. But she knew what she was going to do. On another note, man, why is the Prime Minister, sorry I had to say Prime Minister this morning, that was there. What to the Minister of Education? Isn't that her role? Then she would bring her.
She was there. She was there yesterday. I don't know if she was there this morning, but she was definitely there when the Prime Minister was speaking to the teachers yesterday. She was right there.
Yes, but she know. But other time they have in meetings like that, she's sending her the person not underneath her. That's who she's sending to represent her. She doesn't come. But the man, they might forget the person name she always sending to represent her.
Oh, is it Mr. Gist? Is it that person? Mr.
Another name I got.
Jeffrey Baptist? Jeffrey, no?
One of them she was sent to represent her, but she doesn't come. But yesterday she knew that he would be there, so she came. And the teachers were not even waiting for that, I understood. The teachers came there to put desks in place and to do things. Next thing they see, they had a walk through there. They didn't know that was going to happen. They didn't notify them. But not in Dominica, we're taking too many things here for granted, and we're sitting down and saying God is good. God is good, but you have to help yourself. Because you can't take your best knuckles, bring it by the river and sit down. Leave it there, put the soap on top of it and turn your back and go and say God is good. River might come and wash down the best knuckles in the bushy way. And it might never wash. So we have to give ourselves ban in that country and stop sitting down and saying God is good. We're taking too many things for granted in that country, especially that one man there. We're taking him for granted too much because we're depending on him to do everything for us when we should be going out there to do things for ourselves. Because that electoral reform business there, Mr. have no hand in that except into the bills, pay the electoral reform committee people the money. Give it to them to do what they have to do. He shouldn't be the one people saying, he will give, he wouldn't give us, he wouldn't give us. We're making the man think of himself to that much. That is why he's doing that. If we were demanding what we want in that country, I think things would be better. But we're looking on him and to say, oh, he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that. Who the hell is he? Bye bye, have a blessed day. Bye bye.
Have a blessed day. A lot of calls coming in here. 9:59. Just about 35 seconds to the hour of 10. Are you there, caller? Yes. Caller, are you there? No, you're not. 449-3095. Let's move on to another phone call. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir.
Matt, can you jog my memory? Am I not correct that the state pays the salaries of the teachers of the St. Mary's Academy and the convent?
Yes, I think yes, most of
If
that.
I'm not mistaken, we do. The state pays the salaries of all the teachers. So I would like to reinforce Mr. Baptist's point that surely Bishop could accommodate at 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock for those students of grammar school and the Goodwill Primary School. They have 2 floors. They have a top floor. They have a bottom floor, a ground floor. So come on.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm saying that, unless you could have used this St. Martin high school, secondary school as well. There's a lot of space around Roseau that you could have accommodated the students.
Exactly. So he needs to dialogue with Bishop, surely. Blessed day, Dominica.
Blessed day. 10 o'clock is the morning time, Dominica. 10 o'clock is the morning time. I think we have more phone calls coming at this time. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Good morning, Matt.
Morning to you. Morning.
Matt, I've asked that question on another program already. I'm asking it now. While we are waiting for the second and third reading of that bill for electoral reform, what are we doing meanwhile? That is my question.
You're saying they should be doing things as we speak?
As we speak.
Well, that's a good point, and I'm sure Mr. Boston and his team, ERC, may be listening. What are you guys doing now? This is Lucille's question.
Mahu have a big school, in Mahu have a big school, a big Peyton school. They have enough children to fully school. They can bring grammar school to Mahu, bring grammar school to the Mahu government school. They can have a shift system there. Put the Mahu children in the morning and put the children in the afternoon, the grammar school children. Mahu have a big school that can hold all the children for the grammar school.
All right, this is another very good point. We have many schools who are somewhat empty. Why can't we accommodate these schools there in these areas and bus the students? Tumblers is saying they can also send Acme Garage to retrofit for temporary housing. They have made it empty. The sidewalks are spacious for the extension. Let's take this voice note there, trying to find solutions to the grammar school crisis at the DGS.
Mark, I'm very happy that you played that grammar school visitation by the Prime Minister yesterday. I'm very happy because you see, I think what it did is it showed us exactly why Dominica has problems. It showed us exactly there is an absence of planning in Dominica's solution process, especially post our hurricane and realities given the future projections of what Dominica is in terms of the environment. You understand? You have a prime minister yesterday, bro, in discussions with teachers and developmental people, bro, on conversations that should have been taken years ago, years ago, planning that should have been taken years ago, bro, on the program. You know, an absence of preparation for the realities of the program. You understand? No analysis, no analysis. You understand? Here you have two major structures being built in the country: Goodwill School and Dominica Grammar School, all in the vicinity of the capital. It is a fault, primary fault, to be building both these structures at the same time, bro. The Goodwill School should have been built before the grammar school was reconstructed. Built before the grammar school was reconstructed, so that the grammar school could have taken part in the two-process structure of accommodating our students in the vicinity of the capital and extension, whoever comes into town. That is rule. That is number one. Number two, Matt, we need to understand we're living in a hurricane-prone country, bro. And we have to learn from the Caribs and our Kalinago brethren and the history of surviving storms in the country. But we cannot be building buildings, large community structures as open space structures anymore. We have to have those things in a way where that at the end of the day, whenever a storm is coming, we have wooden structures that can be easily closed among all glass and open areas. That has to be fundamental in our building. I see even agency buildings, these apartments, all these apartments that we're building in Dominica, they should have our original wooden windows that can be closed over the glass structures. We have to build for the realities of our future, Matt. Our future. And there is this madness for you to build in the size of buildings and not building them in an enclosed manner and not utilizing them as energy structures. You know, where are the other photovoltaic cells? You have all this roof, real estate. Why isn't the energy conversion part of the building process in Dominica for these large structures? You know, no solar panels, no concept of conservation, so that we can cut down the cost of living of that these things cost us to have. You understand? Dominica it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I cannot believe that in 2025 that we have not gone through the process of learning from our hurricanes and the heritage of what we are going to face in the future.
An easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
2 minutes and you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Introducing the new Caribbean paint from Do It Center. Duron paint and wall covering from Do It Best quality paint, giving you the same great interior and exterior quality, the same color matching technology at an incredible price. Available in flat, satin, and semi-gloss. Visit us on Goodwill Road or call our paint department at 255-6896. Do It Center, your partner in home improvement.
Fresh Market Pharmacy has extended to customers with its new additional location at best price. 2 convenient locations on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard and at best price. Rice Riverbank. Fresh Market Pharmacy provides over-the-counter medication, health and personal care, prescription drugs, and natural supplements. Our experienced pharmacists and technicians provide the best quality services. Call 225-6883, 255-6875, WhatsApp 316-0310. Your prescription bill just got lowered.
It's 10:09 in the morning. Are you there, caller?
Yeah, good morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir. How are you?
Matt, I am fine.
Okay.
Good morning to the people of Dominica, my people, my blood, my everything, my flesh. Dominica, the land that I really love. Matt, if I go overseas and I die anywhere, I want them to make sure they can bring me and bury me back in Dominica. I have built a tomb, and my space is there. So much that I don't want to be buried outside of Dominica. All that is placed. After all that is said, Matt, the people of Dominica, I'm not a person that's going to stand up and let people beat up on me and for me not to do anything to defend myself. But Matt, if the people of Dominica decide that they're ready to make changes in Dominica, Matt, Happy New Year to all Dominicans. I want them to know boots on the ground is on the ground. I am getting calls to come back to Guadeloupe, to get out of Dominica. Don't call the radio. Leave it because they don't want to do nothing for themselves. Pepla Pavle, do boot. They'll take care of me, Matt. But I still in Dominica. Matt, I want to draw back. You see, there's a God above. And it's He that have me doing anything I want to do on this earth. Because it's His work I do it. And Matt, when you see me standing on that ground, it's He that wants me to be there. So today, after all the temptation I've been here for weeks, after all the temptation, what we're talking about is something that is to my heart. Matt, education is what Dominicans need in order that we can go back and think of the past, the ancestors that work, what they work for, what they were able to achieve. And today our children are doctors, lawyers, all high-class people. Let the people know that when people came to Dominica, they did not have that kind of loyalty in them. They could not have gone to even the schools to be educated. So it's a lot of fight. It's a lot of blood. It's a lot of people sacrifice in order that it came to where we are. It come to where we are today. Matt, I don't understand why education is a discussion that we cannot even regulate. One of the reasons I want to tell you, Matt, there's a thing called logistics. Logistics is sitting down in one place and working out a 1,000 and more, just means of getting to one point and how to get there on time. Matt, you don't remember there was a company called DCP in Dominica?
I understand. I remember.
Matt, that company had a Dominican person to do the logistics. And DCP was a world brand, dropping off the Dominican produce in every port on time. And going out there, make sure it is on the shelf, the price, logistics. Matt, we're talking about the education of the future of Dominica. It is time for the people of Dominica to stand up. Take a step from the past. We have children today that when we die and we don't do what we have to do, they're going to blame us, even if we think what we're doing is enough. We have to stand up. Guadeloupe Mwesorti. Guadeloupe dit moi, peuple là, c'est qui en charge, peuple là. Et nous, Guadeloupe, nous avons France, nous sortis Afrique. Mais depuis nous vivons Guadeloupe, nous avons tout bout pour droit nous. Et droit nous, c'est un droit, il passe à point. Le point droit nous, mener en France, et il a servi en France pour ça, ça même qui, il a doué nous. Nous pas voulu indépendance, ça. Il y a des gens qui peuvent bien voir. Mais France n'est pour payer pour ça, il fait. Guadeloupe. C'est ça qui parle là. So, là, nous avons demandé qu'on l'école, nous avons un gros l'école. Un gros l'école pour tous les enfants, nous pour tuer nous avec problème. Et nous voulons forcer tout seul travail en ça. Nous voulons, en moun Guadeloupe, forcer tout seul. Et où, mis l'école là, qui là, il fait un petit mouvement. Et un gros l'école. Les enfants, j'ai allé là. Nous pas les enfants sous Chine, nous pas les enfants en Kazakh. Nous, Dominicans, wake up and we stop. We talking too much and we begging for what is ours. It's time for us to take a stand. And if we don't take a stand, you see Roosevelt Skerrit? Roosevelt Skerrit is doing Dominicans worse than the foreigners, the slave masters that come to Dominica. Because when slave masters came to Dominica, the slaves could have rebelled. And when they rebelled, we couldn't no slavery. Thanks to my father and my grandfather and all of them. They stand up. Today, I don't want to leave my children in that. I have grandchildren I love to my heart. But Guadeloupe is asking me to come back. And I tell you all the Dominican people, let us stand up. We have the logistical doctor. He's still alive. We have to respect and we have to love our elderlies. Don't walk on our elderlies. It's they that trail the road, the track for us to walk today. And we need to use the track and make highway for our children to come so they can be proud of us. Boots on the ground, I want all you people to stand up. Dominicans, let us close the place and decide it's we that employing who we put in. And we're not ready now for election. We're ready to put an interim. That is what we must put in the back of our head. Because the number of things that we need to put in place, it is only from an interim government, which is a government that will respect the people that put them there to give what the people want to the people. Firstly, for our children, we must do that. And all the elderly, let us push our children and stand up with them because it's we they're going to blame. And that is one of the reasons why I'm talking. My boots on the ground, and God send me back, and I'm here. I'm on my country. Bye-bye. Good morning.
Boots on the ground. Good morning to you. 449-309-59697. More telephone calls. Yes, good morning.
Morning, Matt.
Morning to you.
What you guys said is very true. Legion Debu, Sauve Dominique. Uniquement Dominique Selma répète. Uniquement Dominique Selma passe à péché. Debu et Sauve Dominique. Merci.
All right, thank you. This morning I was listening to a very interesting commentary there from the St. Vincent Times, I think it is. It's labeled there, Rowley, Trudeau, who's next? Gonzalez, Motley, or Skerrit? Let me play that for you there. 10:17 is the morning time. Very interesting commentary there from the St. Vincent Times. Listen and listen a while. Let's do this one there. Mm-hmm.
And then state of emergency. I think
from the top.
Out of control. And then state of emergency.
Yeah,
I think he
from the very, very top.
PM Rowley started the transition, apparently. And everybody's asking now, who's next in the Caribbean? Who would go? Or who should go? Rowley, of course, came under a lot of pressure from within his party. We know that now, based on information coming out of Trinidad. He's not saying that like all political leaders. He wouldn't say that. But that's the information that we have been receiving, all of us. And the Trinidadians will let me know more and more down in the comments section. But we're already facing an uphill battle in the Caribbean, like so many other leaders. The gun violence and the gang violence out of control, and then state of emergency. I think he knew the writing was on the wall when he had to come to that decision. A week before, Monilal says that Rowley had surrendered basically to the criminals. 45 years is a heck of a long time. So he's gone, and the people of Trinidad will tell me more in the comment section below. And then this morning, we had the poster child of the global elites saying that he would step down as party leader and resign as prime minister once they pick a new leader within the party. In Canada, Justin Trudeau, WEF poster boy. But he's woke, very, very woke, and he's turned the country broke. And it's just about time for him to pack up and leave. You know, when your time comes, some people know people are tired and they're weary. So before people boot them out, they get going. He would not have won an election again in Canada. So his father, I'm sure, must be really rolling in his grave to see what his son had become. Very, very woke. Canada broke. Rent was out of control. And so now after Trudeau, everybody's wondering what's going to be happening in the Caribbean. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Well, there's been a lot of discussion surrounding this man right here, Ralph Gonzalez. Some people say he's a titan in politics, last of the Mohicans in the Caribbean, they say. And after 20 plus odd years, 24 and counting, a lot of Vincentians think it's time for him to go. But there's also a segment, I think maybe it's not time for him to go. One of the problems St. Vincent is facing is that of an opposition party. People are saying that it's weak, still has not proven itself worthy of government. That's what people are saying. But you know, I think what has happened over the last couple of years is that everybody has taken to Ralph Gonsalves' leadership. And if you can't be a leader like Ralph, I think everybody's saying, then who do we turn to? But that's not leadership. That's somebody's style of leadership. So that's different than leadership. That's a style of leadership. And so people have now been comparing Vincentians. I'm reading a lot of different blogs all over the place. And even in St. Vincent, and even though they don't say it aloud, people have been comparing Vincentians now to the children of Israel who were in Egypt. That's what they're saying now. But if you look at the biblical accounts, I think many Israelites chose not to leave Egypt with Moses because they were comfortable in their lives there. And even though they were enslaved and they were afraid of the unknown dangers that awaited them in the wilderness, essentially they preferred the familiar life, I would say, they had under oppression rather than venturing into an uncertain desert. And in the case of St. Vincent, people will tell you an uncertain future. Some people are telling you it's an uncertain future. We don't know. We don't know. If you compare them to the children of Israel who were in Egypt, there were 4 things I remembered from the Bible. There was fear of the unknown, I think familiarity and comfort, potential for, I think, what was the word I was looking for? Assimilation. You know, how they would be able to establish a new society, fit into different things or make new connections. And then there were the economic concerns, because some of them held positions within the Egyptian economy. I think the issue of comfort, where many people now have established lives with some level of stability, even if it means servitude, I think that's one of the big problems. The economic concerns is another factor, because some of the Israelites that were in Egypt, they held positions within the Egyptian economy. That is what they feared losing if they left. So if you take it in disregard now, there are a lot of people now who have gotten big jobs and big positions, and when you listen to them, they say, "Oh, me, I don't want to lose that. My house on a hill, no. My brand SUV, my new SUV, And let's move on to the poster child, where she is the second poster child of the global elites, and Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley. A lot of people are very concerned that she's becoming, they say, tyrannical, authoritarian. And the latest bill, which is a cyber bill, but Barbadians are saying that it would it would take a lot of rights and freedoms that they have. There is a section of the bill which talks about, I think it's 7 years in jail or $70,000 and stuff like that for social media posts and different things. And the Barbadians can tell me about that under this one. So, like Gonzalez, she is facing an issue of gun violence in Barbados as well. Had a youth on the program yesterday, and you could take a look at that video where he was talking about they're blaming toy guns and social media more than taking responsibility for the failed policies. That's basically what he was saying, and that the youths are facing an uphill battle with unemployment. So here is a lady who's well spoken in the international arena. She's a favorite, and but at home there's some serious problems, and many are thinking that she could be next to go in the Caribbean. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll come back to her. And then this guy, he eludes me a lot. Something about him is just like a mystery. I don't know what it is, but some people in Dominica say the reason why they believe he will go is because there's a lot of discontent among the population, but they don't have a opposition that is really forceful, and that's another problem that they're having in Dominica. So this guy, like I said, look at him, he's like a mystery. But they're looking at him. He may be next. I don't know how the pecking order would go. So Scarrett, like I said, is like a mystery to me in some way. But I remember when Al Jazeera exposed politicians in Dominica and Grenada, and they talked about Scarrett somewhere in their article when they said that Al Jazeera investigation reveals Scarrett allegedly took hundreds of thousands of dollars for his 2014 election campaign from an Iranian man in exchange for an ambassadorship in Dominica, for Dominica to Malaysia, I think it was. So, and they were also saying, besides money, the Iranian also allegedly provided Scarrett with t-shirts and other paraphernalia for the 2014 campaign. So, like I said, he eludes me. He's like a mystery, but Dominica really has no good opposition. So that's another problem right there. We'll see what happens in the coming months in 2025. A lot of things to happen, a lot of elections to happen across the Caribbean as well. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
All right, Dominic, a very interesting commentary there. So the author, I don't know. Everybody's asking me the question.
Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has resigned. He's just announced his decision in Ottawa. It comes after months.
All right, Dominica, 449-3095. You just got that overload there, so we just sticking to the issue. Yes, that was a commentator there, I think, speaking to the on a commentary found there on the Vincent Times. He says Skerritt eludes him. Who's next to go in the Caribbean? Is it
But there's also a
so again the question, is it Rowley? Is it Trudeau? Who's next? Gonzalez, Motley, or Skerritt? Let's take a phone call. Are you there? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Morning to you. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right, just listening as always to the events happening and the level of stupidity we see in our governance day after day in, day out. It's one after the other. But Matt Pelty, before we get to Rowley and these guys,
Mm-hmm.
The grammar school situation is no different from the coffee plant, the abattoir, the Moroccan hotel, the geothermal plant, and the international airport, and the countless other examples we have seen of incompetencies that lie within the governance and administration of our country. Matt Peltier, we cannot even coordinate the removal of garbage and rubbish in our streets. So how else do we expect our government to perform in any interest of the country? The guy has shown the nuisance we have running our government. And I'm going to say the nuisance we have.
You call him a nuisance? Don't you think that's a little personal?
Well, people can call it what it wants. It's not personal. You can go look up what nuisance means. And
Okay.
that's all it is. And I think, in relation to the conversation you just have about Raleigh, there are times when people realize it's time to leave. And if you're in office for 20-something years and you cannot get the construction of schools, the management of schools right, then it tells me that it's about time that you leave the administration of this country. Matt Peltier's students are leaving Dominica. Young, talented people that we have sent overseas do not want to return. Matt Peltier, there are people who are working with the government structure who are leaving. Matt Peltier, our health system is a problem. Matt Peltier, everything in Dominica is broken. Our court system, our legal system is broken. Our police forces are a mess. The teaching services are a mess. I know people who have been teaching for 17, 18, 19 years, not yet appointed. Our services are a mess. Social security is a mess, Matt Peltier. And now our finances are a mess because our government has spent 20-something years, and the biggest thing they have done is sell our citizenship to gain revenues for their own personal gain. Matt Peltier, today we lament in the fact that if you had any common sense, you would have realized that if you're building 2 schools, you would have had adequate planning to ensure a smooth running of things. And I'm listening to Rosella Skerritt and the Minister of Education talk yesterday. And all I'm sitting down there is laughing because these people take people for fools. And the guy have the audacity to say that he came there and he saw things that he needed change and he would have changed it now. Tells me the level of stupidity we have in our country. And Matt Peltier, when somebody is oppressing a generation, when somebody is putting power to advance a country and is putting Chinese and foreigners and everybody else above the people of Dominica, my friends, my family, my black people, Matt Peltier is going to be personal, whether people want to realize or not. And if we cannot take this situation, when a man comes to beg you to put you in power to work in your best interest and is working against you, and you're telling me, oh, it's the prime minister, and you're still being swayed by dimples and you're not taking it personal, then you have a problem. Because you know what, Matt Peltier? When us in the diaspora have to be sending barrels and all this stuff because Vienna sausage is too expensive, a tin of sardine is $8 or $7. You can't buy groceries. And we're still worried about taking stuff personal when somebody is stealing your stuff and putting you at a disadvantage. That's a problem. And you know what? I have respect for people like Rowley and Trudeau because they know when their time spent is not in the best interest of the country. As men, you do what is right and you say, you know what? Trinidad has 1.5 million people. There are 1.5 million people in a country. There must be somebody else who have a potential to do better. Canada has 80 million people. Trudeau knows that if he leaves, there are other people who can step up and do what is best for the country. But we have an individual in Dominica and we have certain individuals in the Caribbean. They think, and people said, if not Skerritt, who? They are stupid people, and I'm going to say it, Matt Peltier, because it has to get personal. There are people in Dominica who say, if not Skerritt, who? And they tell themselves that they cannot do better. They tell themselves they're not bright enough. They tell themselves they're not capable enough. And we accepting mediocrity. And here lies the problem. So we sit there and we expect things to change, and we want to do nothing. Just sit there, do nothing, and we asking an arrogant guy to do this for us, do this for us. Let me tell you something, Matt Peltier. I was listening to your program with Pierre Charles about Pierre Charles last week, yesterday. And Pierre Charles did not get a loan to build his house because he was in opposition.
In the opposition, yes.
Yes. So here's the deal, Martelji. The job of a politician who comes and asks you for your vote every 5 years is not a permanent job. So no bank is going to give a minister of government a loan if he says, I am going up for election every 5 years. That means you don't have a full-time job, right? Martelji, wouldn't that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if you have people who are putting up themselves to represent their country, their objective is to serve the people and not themselves. And when we have politicians who are building mansions and becoming wealthy, and there are people who are suffering, people who are dying in the hospital because of lack of material equipment, and I say we have a nuisance in our office, and you tell me if it's personal, and we're not taking this personal. When a guy can come and lie to you day in, day out in your face, give you stories, oh, he's going to build this. I hear Stadium has deals when $2-something million is lost and nobody's accounting for it. And it's not personal. When somebody's working for 20 years, 17, 18, 19 years, not appointed, does not have a future in the place, and people tell him, when you go study, they're asking you, why are you going to study for? Why are you wasting your time?
Mm-hmm.
But Peltier, and it's not personal. When your constitutional right is violated, because the Constitution tells you you have a right to disagree with your government, you have a right to peacefully say, I do not accept this, and your right is violated. Police is brought on you, they're kicking you down there, and you're telling me it's not personal? Because one man decides he can corrupt the system using the money and the lies, using your own money against you, and he's telling you it's not personal. Martelke, who decides who gets more money or who gets wealthy from the property of the state, the passports from the state? Why should one person become a millionaire from state property while others are suffering? Why should parents go up to a school and beg for shoes and clothes and scholarship? Why should young women lay down on their back and do all kind of acrobatics just so that a minister can do a gynecological survey on them? And you're telling me it's not personal? Matpete, let me tell you something. For all the problems you've been discussing every morning, there's only one solution, And if Roosevelt Scary doesn't want to take an example from Rowley and Trudeau and realize I've spent 25 years, I've spent my political capital, and he doesn't want to leave, then the true leaders of Dominica, the rightful owners, the people that every politician comes to beg every 5 years, need to stay in office.
But in the commentary we just played there, the commentator is basically saying that the opposition is not putting up a fight. Would you agree with that? They're not presenting themselves as... Huh?
But people, who is the opposition? The opposition is the people who do not like what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And among the opposition, which is the people leaders, emerge.
Okay.
And everybody's sitting there for somebody to do something. Let me draw a similarity.
Mm-hmm.
We are a Christian nation. We are church, right? Everybody goes to church. And when we've been taught when Judgment Day comes, God is not going to ask you, hey, what did the priest do for you, Matt Peltier? He's going to ask you, what did you do? When Judgment Day comes, they're not going to judge your deeds based on what the priest did. We all call to discipleship. Isn't that what you taught, Matt Peltier? Every single one of us have to play our part. In a country, in politics, in opposition, it's no different. Every single body have to play their part. And just as there are shepherds who arise among the flock, then there are leaders who arise among the opposition. And the opposition is the people. And how these leaders emerge is the people who are standing up to make sure that things are done. They confront, they do what needs to be done, they say what needs to be done, they act on it, and people follow. Be charismatic. But you can't sit in the corner and say, oh, well, I'm not in that thing because this guy's not doing this and they're not doing that. Oh, I'm not there because the opposition are coming. So I don't expect Lennox Linton and Bernard Ito and
Thompson Fountain.
Dr. Thompson Fountain to be coming and beg you to tell you you are under pressure. You feeling the pain, your family dying in the hospital, and you still, what more convincing do you need to say enough is enough to shut down the country, Matt Peltier? Matter what more convincing do you need when you cannot pay your bill, when Dowasco is going up, when they're cutting your light, when you can't send your children to school, when sugar goes up, sardine goes up, they're taxing you off the wazoo. The prime minister, I'm gonna say, the prime minister is stealing from the state, and you're telling me, oh, the opposition is not doing enough. What more convincing do you need? What more convincing do you need? So when I hear people say the opposition is doing enough, the opposition doesn't have to do anything for you to come out against what the government is doing of the country. What this administration has been doing is enough for everybody to come out and stop asking for what is the opposition doing. And that is what our people are frankly passive and lazy because they expect everybody to do something for them. We have to realize to get this madness to stop. We have to come out and say enough is enough. You cannot be going to school. You cannot be teaching in a school. Now he's going to talk to the teachers and sit in another school after they made a mess of the situation. And who are the contractors building the building? I guarantee it's not Dominicans. So every cost overrun that goes on the project, somebody is benefiting. And the state cannot run like this. It absolutely can't. So how much longer are we going to take this BS and keep saying, oh, the opposition is not doing this. Oh, Skerrit give us this, Skerrit give us that. Skerrit comes to you every 5 years and tell you, please, please, please give me a vote, put me back in there to squeeze your balls. And we sit down there and we're enjoying it. The guy is not our boss. We are his boss. We are the owners of the country. The government works for us. And it's about time we let the government know who are the people they're working for. I cannot put you in my shop and I have to ask you what to do for me. I'm going to put you there and tell you this is what I need. And if you cannot go to parliament and pass it for you, it's plain and simple as this. And I think too long, Matt Peltier, the reason why we have not had electoral reform is because we sit stroking Roosevelt's spirit ego, asking him, give us this, give us that, give us this, give us that. Roosevelt's spirit has no right to give us anything unless we make him do it. And people have to understand the political process is not election. The political process is elections and everything else that follows, ensuring that the parliament pass laws. There's laws that are enforced. The court system works, the school system works, the ministries work, the health sectors work, the teacher services work, training the damn train work, the environmental department work. We have to ensure that things happen. When we sit by passively and expect things to happen, then we have nincompoops, we have these scrupulous individuals, people who have no moral compass leading us, and we're still asking them to do things for us. Mapete, enough is enough, man.
Enough is enough. Well said there, Lennon. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, somebody's reminded me there, Skerrit should be given an ultimatum. He should declare his exit date. So he should leave and declare, like others we have seen there in the week, given the exit date. Hello, talk to me on the telephone.
But Mark,
Morning to you, sir.
now do you know Chinese, they are foreign invaders? Do you know that?
I'm aware.
Okay. Listen to me. You pay inland revenue, you pay tax, you pay whatever it is. Do you know China don't pay tax, inland revenue, and MAT and VAT? If you go to a Chinese store and buy whatever it is, you don't know receipt. They are controlling Dominica mercilessly, and Dominican blind to see that. They are not our friends. They don't like to see a Negro. They like your money, smile for your money, and goodbye to you. We must save Dominica.
All right, caller, thank you very much. I think I heard this one from Mr. Lumumba. This one.
Intellectual inclination of the two leaders of Uganda and Rwanda, they are ideologically of the same persuasion. Their thinking is that they are people who are indispensable, and they have no shortage of people who also tells them that you are Moses holding rod and staff in your hand, parting Red Seas. We want you to continue parting Red Seas. When you talk to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni or you talk to Paul Kagame and you tell them, let us have term limits, he says, but that is Western democracy. My people still think that I should serve them. Who are you? No matter how good at answer you are, you must know when to leave the stage. Nyerere put it so very well in 1985. He said, You are not successful until your successor succeeds. If you look at the intellectual inclination of the two leaders of Uganda and Rwanda, they are ideologically of the same persuasion. Their thinking is that they are people who are indispensable, and they have no shortage of people who also tells them that you are Moses holding rod and staff in your hand, parting Red Seas. We want you to continue parting Red Seas. When you talk to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni or you talk to Paul Kagame and you tell them, let us have term limits, he says, but that is Western democracy. My people still think that I should serve them. Who are you? No matter how good a dancer you are, you must know when to leave the stage.
I like that. No matter how good a dancer you are, you must learn how to leave the stage. 1044, hello, talk to me, yes?
Good morning, Matt Perry. This is the Brain.
Hey, the Brain, how are you doing, the Brain?
I'm listening to you, my brother.
All right, good to know.
I always pay attention to what you're saying and what your callers are saying. You know.
Okay.
I never say that I'm not going to listen to Matt. I want Matt to know that I'm always listening to you.
And I'm happy to know that, Mr. Brain. Talk to me.
Because I need to know what's on your menu every day. I need to know what's going on with you and your callers.
Well, you're an education officer. At least you resigned as an education officer. People are saying we had enough time to plan this grammar school, Goodwill High School. We have enough schools, and you would agree we have enough schools in Dominica that we could have done a better job at distributing putting the students where they need to be. Would you agree, Mr. Brain?
My brother, I cannot agree with you when I notice that 6 schools are being built simultaneously, meaning together. I cannot agree with you. I used to be the president of the Sixth Form College and the Dominica Grammar School, so I know.
Why do we have to pack our students in schools that are already in use, and we have schools too? There's a lot of space that we don't use. So what would you suggest in terms of the arrangements that the government is now making, Mr. Brain?
Hang on, my brother. You like to run and circumvent my thought process. I'm not going to allow you to do that. You know that the government has put a time in terms of June this year. You know that for a fact. You know that.
Okay.
So let us all be patient. Scared used to be the president of the student council. He has the grammar school interest at heart. Let's be patient and let us wait. Good things come to those who wait. Have a good morning, man.
I know you're running too fast. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, I want you to listen to Mr. Isaac this morning, Mr. Brain, and tell me how much sense does it make at this point? Not this one. I'm gonna be there in a minute. Hold on, Mr. Brain, because I really want you to.
Grammar school is under construction, or the phase construction of it has extended beyond expected time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Goodwill Secondary School also under construction, right?
Yep.
That's the main issue.
But they're moving the Goodwill School to the Newtown Primary School, and they're moving the Dominica Grammar School to some other schools in there in Bathurst. There, Rosa
and
Girls
there's
School.
need for accommodation for
yes.
children.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. We've heard of the 3 Pillar project for years now, right? So the construction of the Dominica Grammar School is scheduled by the government. So they would be aware of what it is, the impact or implication of the construction of the grammar school on the children of the attended Dominica Grammar School. Likewise, the Goodwill Secondary School. You have both of them going on.
Mm-hmm.
All construction projects have delays and so forth. However, you are telling me that school opens tomorrow or whereabout, or maybe this week. Or
tomorrow. Scheduled to open tomorrow.
And you are telling me this is now the Prime Minister, the Minister of Education, this whole government is now suggesting and trying to decide how we are going to accommodate children to school. Are we really serious in Dominica? Don't we have, how many schools? We have the Convent High School in Roseau. We have the St. Mary's Academy in Roseau. We have a wing of the Dominica Grammar School and other schools in the area. Are you telling me that the Ministry of Education and the government of Dominica, knowing the number of students they have to accommodate and the number of students attending the schools, cannot sit down and with the owners of the schools and agree on a program so that all the children can comfortably go to school between 7:30 and 4:30, or as the case may be? Are we really serious in Dominica? This guy they're just provoking and showing their incompetence. Everything they touch is a mess. Is a mess.
Mr. Adams, would you agree? Would you agree, Mr. Adams?
But I'm totally disagreeing with this gentleman. He's too emotional. Too emotional. The education division have planners, they have management teams, and they put forward their proposal as to mitigate against the situation as it pertains to the grammar school. He knows that. It's not the first time that the ministry has done that. We have moved students from Rosa Boy School to the Goodwill School. We have moved people. So he knows that. The ministry has a team of managers and they know what they're doing.
Your critics are now saying, Mr. Hadley Adams, the brain, that you're not going to say anything against the Scarlet Cabal because remember, your bread has been buttered. Is that a fact?
He's not a school manager. He's just a man speaking politics and not speaking the.
And you're not speaking politics. You are not speaking politics.
Good morning, Matt.
All right, 449-3095, boy. Was this the government enablers, huh? Good job, Brain. Good job. I'll talk to me on the telephone, yes?
But you replay that for Brain. You can say, Brain is hear that already. Brain is just a wicked person trying to. What are you looking for? I don't know.
There's somebody telling me his bread is being buttered.
What?
They say his bread is being buttered.
What buttered? He's trying to make the bread butter, bread salad pasta butter. If it's buttered, butter upside down on one side. It didn't butter all the way like some of his colleagues, Matt. So he's still looking for that to be buttered all the way. But I must tell you, what Mr.
Isaac,
not Isaac, the other man. You want to live in the States on Portsmouth?
Okay, the gentleman from the Benz area, yes.
But I totally agree with everything he said, Matt. We should not be looking on the man to do things for us. We should be looking on to do things for ourselves. And we should be giving Mr. a time and date to leave government. And we are the opposition, Matt. We. It's not the 12 or the 21 persons in the different constituency that are opposition. We are the opposition. And we should be standing up for our country better than we're doing. I think we're too late back in that country. Look, Trudeau going, after Trudeau destroy Canada with his Indian girlfriend and all them caution he was having there. Canadians realized it was too much. They gave him break. He still went overboard. He decided to live on his own. We hope that one can make his exit. And Lennon said something else there, man. You working and you know it's every 5 years coming into government, you're not sure. How them banks giving you loan to build a massive structure you build in there, Matt? If you're self-employed, bank don't want to give you loan. If I self-employed, no, take for instance, my husband would be self-employed and I would have a permanent job. They would look for me with the permanent job to sign, to be the co-signee. They wouldn't give him just take the loan if he haven't got that money there on his account. So how Starboy of stupidity get the money to build the mausoleum he built in there, man? We would really like to know. And to even the first one, the second one, he said this first one was $400,000. It become more than that. Importing material from places like Guyana and all over the place. We start down there and we let him do it. Now he feel he have us by our balls. He have us where he wants us. But tell him nothing to go so. It happened in Antigua. We go deal with it when the time comes. Dominica and get up. Stand up. Dominica is our own. When I look at what happened in the Congo, and the Congolese imagine not what I fought off on Sunday while listening to that program, Tom to Function out on the radio on Sunday, man. I see Wesley, man. The way the Chinese invading Wesley, the young people of Wesley better start to stand up for Wesley. Cliff stood up and he was arrested and charged, and nobody of the people in Wesley didn't really stand up behind him. But when they were ready to stand up to save Wesley and some of the neighboring villages, it will be too late. Let's check what happened in the Congo. To the people, the Chinese take over there because they are greedy governments that allow them to have their stake in that place. And when they stick their foot there, They're coming out, and that one we have there. We don't know what dirty underhand deal he crossing them Chinese. So right now, the Chinese have value balls. So time to loosen out all your balls on the Chinese group. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see if we can look at voice note. A lot of calls are coming at this
Been
time.
waiting for his step to fix.
What's that?
Thank you, my friend. Well said. And then brain waiting for his step to fix. And then to get a couple windows and doors. Go Pottersville, you see the kind of house he have. Still, so long he working, he can't fix it.
All right, that personal attack there on brain. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes. Good morning. Are you there, fella? Yes, I'm here.
Every time Mr. Lennon Matthews speak, oh boy, this man, and you can hear this man speak with a passion for loving his country. You can see he's no hypocrite. Matt, I don't even know what to say. Matt, when people go by parliament or wherever to stand up, if you watch, Matt, you always there and you always see people. The same set of faces you see all the time. Regardless who text you and say they'll be there. They're not calling you though to hear their voice. Texting you and telling you they'll be there. Jamais power. Matt, I don't know. Dominica, I will not say the word because your tongue have power. Take it.
All right, thank you. On the telephone is 10:55. Yes?
Morning, Matt, again.
Yes, you're back.
Matt, I endorse what Blue Blue said. If we don't open our eyes to save Dominica and whatever else, we're in days of trouble. And that's all about it for now.
All right, thank you, Matt. All the problems in Dominica is the fault of the labor rights. They voted for that shit. We are now paying for the price of this foolishness. But when you are greedy, you are wicked and foolish to your own self and a danger to others. I'm just shaking my head. 4493095 says basically the labor rights have done it to themselves. 4493095 96 and 97. More telephone calls, 5 more minutes to go. Are you there?
Yes, good morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir. Yes.
Happy New Year. It's a little bit unsettling and disturbing in terms of the organization and the logistics for the placement of students as a result of schools being constructed. I remember as a student in the early 70s that our school, the Rosa Boys School, that is the All Saints, is now located. There was a fire that destroyed our school. And we had to move over to the Goodwill Primary School. And it was a seamless operation, totally seamless. We adjusted. We had to go to school from 1 to 5. And it worked out perfectly. I remember students, teachers like Sir Lufer, Sir Smith of blessed memory, Sir Affley Richards, one of my favorite teachers. He now resides
in Point Michelle. I know him. Yes, yes, I am.
A very good teacher. In fact, when I left the Rosa Boys School, I was in second form at the age of 12 already, and he was one of my mentors. Very good teacher, and that transition from Rosa Boys School to Goodwill School at 1 p.m. to 5 was a seamless transition. The Goodwill School students went in the morning, and we went in the afternoon. I think with the technicians and the planners and all this thing, it is a little bit, it comes across to the public as unsettling and something that wasn't given the type of focus and strategic thinking that is required. Because the students themselves, they are young, and that can play into their psyche too, that where their school is, and it's up to now it is not confirmed and settled. And it is still unsure to the public exactly what is happening. I think they need to review, look at what are the gaps and the shortcomings. So in the future, we have a transition like that to make from one facility to the next, that we do not find ourselves on the 9th hour trying to work out the logistics. Get the thing done. We are better than that. We have doctors. We have much more people qualified with masters and bachelors, and we have to solve those simple problems as a nation. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you and good morning too. Yes, so we need to solve these problems, which seem to be, on the surface as very simple problems when you understand the logistics of it. Let's move on. It's 10:58. Well, I'm hoping I get some, of course, some information as it relates to the meeting that took place with the Prime Minister. I'm hoping to get some more information. The Prime Minister and the teachers at the Dominican Grammar School, they were scheduled to meet at the UE Center this morning. Let's find out what went on there, okay? Matt, all this mess is going on because of poor planning by this government. Somebody's saying, why did they take so long to build a Goodwill secondary school? And why, in the first place, would they want to have two secondary schools under construction at the same time, knowing well that there was already limited space at the Dominica Grammar School, since Goodwill School students are occupying it as well? Also, Matt, what about the empty building of the Nehemiah Secondary School at Jimett? What is going on with that? Rhoda George. So Nehemiah, I don't know what's going on with that school, but it's there. Maybe they need to be retrofitted, but it's available, and I'm hoping that the government can give that some consideration as well. Again, we'll find out just what went on this morning, and once we get the information, we'll share with you. I suspect this week we'll have a lot of calypsos coming in there before the elimination this Saturday.
The Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited present the 2025 Calypso competition, beginning with the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th, 2025. Come for the laughter at the Calypso Eliminations on January 11th on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. So turn up to hear the new tracks drop. Come for the fun. The Calypso Eliminations on the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, Saturday, January 11th, 2025. Brought to you by the Dominica Calypso Association, Flo, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. The Calypso Eliminations, Saturday, January 11th, 8 p.m.
All right, somebody's saying I need to play this one before I go. I think it's this one.
It's ready. Go to one minute, ladies and gentlemen. With the help of God and people Dominica, until my son Dimitri start making children.
Mr. Calypsonian, are you ready?